Hi there, this is Tyler, and I am here with a group from the Gauntlet, which if you watch my stuff, I play with the Gauntlet a lot because they're awesome. And if you like gaming, if you like indie games, if you like meeting wonderful people, if you like talking about games, if you like role-playing, Gauntlet's the place that you should go. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. You can find us at gauntlet-rpg.com. It is well worth it. I highly recommend it. And we're playing today one of my favorite games of all time, Worldwide Wrestling. And that's by Nathan Paletta. Wonderful game, fantastic about pro wrestling. We're also using the On the Road expansion, which is by Adam Ultraberg. And that brings in kind of the places in between the fights. The road, the hotels, the conventions, all the little kind of seamy bits to wrestling. Because wrestling is... people think of wrestling as just that stuff that happens in the ring. There's a lot to what goes on with a wrestler in between. The difficulties, the injuries, the things you have to do, the sacrifices you have to make, what it means to your family of going out there and trying this dream. Because a lot of people try to be pro wrestlers. Very few ever get a hold of that brass ring that's real huge success, that's real huge money. A lot of them just go through the pain and do it, for love of the activity, but it's a hard life. And so we've been playing with that, and I think we've been having a really good time with it. It's brought in a whole new dimension to this game, and I think that's wonderful. I want to say before we start, we do have some safety tools on the table because wrestling can be a little problematic. They have a history of homophobia, misogyny, lots of things that can be a little problematic in wrestling over the years. But we haven't seen any of that in our game. But to remind us, first off, we have the Gauntlet inclusivity policy, which at its base says that we're all here to be friends. We're all here to be, generous, kind. We're supporting each other. There's no tearing down at our table. We're all buddies here having fun. And we also have the X card on the table because something could get a little personal. It could get a little intense. It could just be doing something that is destroying your fun. Because we do have angles of, there's drugs, there's, there are a lot of things that potentially can get, where it's really just bothering you. And there's never a reason for that in a game. There's never a reason for something to destroy your fun. If that happens, you can do something like this. You can do something like this to get my attention and put something in chat, like just an X. Or you could say, hey, Tyler, I think I want to X that. There are no questions asked. I will go, I may ask for a clarification just to know where it is. You certainly do not have to explain anything. What I'll do is I'll pull it back, we'll reframe the scene, and we'll move forward. It's here to make sure that we all feel safe and like we can, really come out and enjoy ourselves. Please feel free to use it. I use it in other games. I've certainly used it. It is here so that we have the best experience. Please feel free to use it. I will say I don't often look at that chat when I'm usually staring at your lovely faces. You may have to direct my attention to it. Other than that, though, we will be hopping into our game. Folks at home, you may notice I am gravelly voiced. The pollen has begun to drop, and Tyler then becomes like a water balloon full of all the icky stuff. So you will probably hear my voice begin to fade. Bear with me. All right, we're going to introduce our wonderful wrestlers, and they're going to tell us about who wonderful players, tell us who their wonderful wrestlers are, and they're going to give us a little memory of what we had the last time. So I'm going to start, if I could, with you, Ferret. Introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hello, I am Ferret, also go by Sawyer. I use he, him pronouns. And until last week, I'd been playing Proctor Sparks, who took a face-heel turn and is now Dr. Donna Destruction. And for the most part, the wrestling went fine. Wrestling was pretty good. And for the first bit of the convention, things were looking up. She got some old Glow members, some old female wrestlers, and the Derby Girls together. Did a nice social media thing. Then she tried to sell off her Proctor Sparks merch before switching to Dawn of Destruction, got called a sellout, and couldn't fight that off.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Gerwin, introduce yourself and your amazing wrestler and retinue.
I'm Gerwin. I'm playing Mr. Monet. Oh yes, I am. Some people have to. They say you have to work hard for this. No, you're either born with it or you're not. And I was born with it. I was born with everything. Mr. Monet is a cut-rate version of the $1 Million Man. He is better than you. He has more money than you. He is superior to you, and he will pay you to do whatever he wants, and he will get it. But he just doesn't travel alone. Mr. Monet travels with his daughter. Kayfabe, his daughter Princess, is the snobby valley girl that's held up as the paragon of perfection by her father. But in real life, she's not so much of a wrestler. She's actually a very talented musician and eagerly has been trying, well, the father thinks eagerly has been trying to actually get into musical schools to actually fulfill that career. Whether that's actually the case or not, we'll find out later. But at the last, Mr. Monet is a ex-soldier. He's someone who went to the wars in Iraq and came back not quite the man that he went, and this has caused all sorts of complications in his life. He's very much a broken soul, and he's thrown himself into wrestling as a means to actually fill that part that's empty in him. So yes, as previously, we saw him. He was caught on camera calling out a panhandler who was using stolen valor, basically dressing up as an American veteran to try and panhandle money out of folk. And this was caught on camera and went up online on social media. And as a result of that, when he was at the convention, he got visited by none other than Jesse Ventura, the former wrestler and former governor of Minnesota. And using that connection, he's got a letter of recommendation to one of the premier music schools in the state of Minnesota. The problem is, Princess found out about that, and she hasn't reacted that well to it. So we'll have to see where that ends tonight.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Ryan, why don't you introduce yourself and your amazing wrestler?
I'm Ryan. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Danger Dan, who also uses he, him pronouns. The jobber. Generic and forgettable look. He's supposed to be a delivery guy or something. I don't know what his angle is. Generally, no entrance music, but he has lucked out on this road show because he's been playing the offside to whoever they're trying to highlight and actually getting intro music. Generally about Alabama. Don't know what that's about, but it works. And I'm saying that because last time Sex Bomb told him that he really did not have the makings of a good heel, he should lean into being a face. I've switched back to babyface because, yeah, you take advice from the pros when they give it to you. Basically, nice dude from Maine, but this is just a side job. He's going to be an accountant someday. And last time we saw one of the monkeys, I believe, a famous jobber group telling him that he had a real future in being a loser, which right there kind of hit him. Sex Bomb's trying to give him tips, trying to get him some tag team jobs and get his name out there. But is this what he wants to do? Or does he want to be an accountant? I don't know. Decisions.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And returning to our roster, Paul, why don't you introduce yourself and your wonderful wrestler?
Sure. Hi, I'm Paul. It's he, him pronouns. I'm from London in the UK. I am playing Candy Rocks, who is a young, fresh-faced wrestler, fresh out of the Gauntlet League Wrestling Training Dojo. This is her first tour, her first steps into the world of pro wrestling. She comes from a very wealthy and well-connected, rich New Orleans family. And she actually dropped out of a very prestigious college where she was studying classical piano to take up her dream of becoming a wrestler. Her parents have pretty much disowned her because she's brought shame to the family. But she's loving it. She's learning every day. She's really, really loving the camaraderie with her fellow wrestlers, like on the road. And she's ready for this. She's ready for this life.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And what we're going to do is we're going to hop on into play. And what we're going to start with, our big event coming up is in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. For folks of you watching, Gatlinburg's a lovely place. I mean, a really beautiful place. I'm probably going to drag it a little tonight because it also has a lot of kind of sideshowy, attraction-y bits there as well. If you're from Gatlinburg and there's only about 4,000 of you, then I am doing this out of love because I have some great times I've had in Gatlinburg. It's a beautiful place. But like I say, there's only 4,000 people that live there. There are tens of thousands of people who are in the city at one time, all the time, because it is a huge tourist attraction. And we're going to be playing at the, having our event at the Gatlinburg Convention Center, which is a pretty good sized convention center. But we're also going to have a chance for folks to, maybe do a little stuff outside of that, visiting some of the amazing attractions. One, I urge anyone who gets to Gatlinburg, go to Cooter's Place, the Dukes of Hazzard Museum. Oh my goodness, how could you pass up an opportunity to see that? All right, but we're going to first do a little round of everybody across the table, maybe saying some things that happened on the trip up. And I'm going to give everybody a chance to do a scene. You can either do a solo scene with something with me. You can choose another wrestler that you've had something go on. It's up to you. But we'll give a chance for, in the time from our last event to getting to Gatlinburg, something you might have liked to have seen or done. I'm going to start, I think I'll start with you, Ryan. We'll start on that end. Ryan, what would you like to set up as a scene maybe there? Or would you like a minute to think? I did put you on the spot.
Oh no, I'm on the spot. But also, I don't know if it's a good scene or not, but I feel like Candy and Dan have some of the same, is this gonna be what I do with my life? And that some, like, on the road scene or something might work, given that
I love it.
I was a designated driver last time. Why not this time too?
That sounds fantastic. That good with you, Candy? All right. Well, then, do we think, Ryan, you think this is actually in the car as y'all are driving? Or do you think y'all have stopped somewhere? And is it in the hotel, or is it at a diner? Where do you think we see our two wrestlers?
My goodness, now I have options. Maybe a diner or something, since we had a bunch of, like, in transport scenes already, especially with Mr. Monet's RV.
Gotcha. All right, then. So y'all stopped as y'all been moving along, and we're at the, I think we could call it like the Dine and Dash diner there. And sitting in the booth, the two of you, and a waitress has set down your food and put your drinks there. And if there's anything else, honey, just let me know. And has walked on off. Danger Dan, why don't you start up the scene?
Oh no. Oh no, I have to say words now.
I can jump in if you want and start off.
Do it.
Yeah. So Candy, like, she kind of like, she starts like eating her like mashed avocado on toast, because she's a vegan. Yeah, she's been the last match. She tried to bring in this gimmick of like the vegan assassin, and it really didn't work. It really kind of fell flat. Like, crabbing into it, and she's like picking it over, and she's like, Dan, that vegan assassin gimmick I brought in, it fell so flat last week. I mean, it was embarrassing. It just, you've been around in this, you've been around this business longer than me. Like, I just don't know if I'm cut out for this. I've learned so much, but I've made so many missteps and errors and mistakes, and I just don't know if I've got it in me.
I mean, not every gimmick's going to catch on right away. And the tofu caltrops were a great idea, just maybe wrong audience. They didn't get it, but it was great. I liked it.
Thank you.
But, I mean, you've got the skill, though. I mean, I've seen you in the ring. You can do the moves. I mean, you could make this work. It's not like, I mean, Tommy's a real sweet guy, but he's got no stage presence. You definitely have that.
Mm. Oh, wow, that really... She kind of leans over and she sort of like touches your hand as you're like reaching for the salt shaker. She's like, "Thanks, Dan. That really means a lot to me. Like from someone like you, it's I really respect you. The fact that you've just stuck at it, like no offense, I know, but you've not sort of you stuck at it, but you've not made it into like the higher echelons, so to speak. And you just seem so happy, like like." Just being in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's an important job helping put people over and not taking the spotlight. Though, yeah, I mean, I know her name's Pam, I think. Sex Bomb? Okay, I know Pam's been trying to get me a bit more, I guess, attention or anything, and it's nice. I'm just not sure what I'm doing with that. I'm used to being in the background.
Well, maybe now it's your time. You've paid your dues. Maybe it's time that you had a bit of that spotlight. Fuck knows. There's so many people in like GLW that just hog that spotlight all the time. We've got our Miguel Moraneses who like those pretty boys who just think they're the one. And maybe it's time that someone like you does get a bit of that spotlight. I mean, is that what you want from this?
I don't know. I was kind of planning to. Put myself through school and leave, but I do kind of love the work, and I like the people. I mean, you're all a great crew. Definitely need a different gimmick if I'm gonna be sticking around, though. I mean, I don't even really have one now.
I know. I mean, Danger Dan's pretty solid. You've already got the alliteration going on. The DD. That goes a long way.
Oh, thanks. I mean,
okay. I'm sorry, Brian.
Oh, no. Feel free to cut in. I was just going to say, yeah, thanks. That means a lot coming from you, given that you have a pretty solid name, too.
Why don't we have you roll, Danger Dan, the in the car move? This isn't obviously in the car, but this seems the appropriate move.
Can it be in the car? Can the booth be like a cutout kind of like car?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no. Yeah, the Dyna booth.
Terrible, and I love it. It's so gimmicky.
Oh, I love it too. That's perfect. That's the Dine and Dash has little modes of transportation as all their different moods. Y'all are as it pulls back our camera, y'all are in like a convertible.
So bad. Do we have a role for your party link, or should I just generate one?
Generate one if you'd like. I, for the life of me, forgot.
Rad. Okay. Oh my goodness, that is gibberish. Roll for your party, please work for me. There it goes. Apologies for how awful this room name is. Please do not routinely stir your spiders. Okay, so that's 9 plus heat, and I've only got 1 heat, but that makes it a 10, so rad.
All right, so you gain a heat. And it's kind of that chance the two of you talking. You really were kind of brainstorming over things that, in the ring, kind of talking that over. I think that worked out really cool. Anything else either of you want to bring up in the scene as y'all are talking?
Mm, I think like as like Danger Dan kind of finishes off the last of his bacon, he kind of like wipes the grease from his mouth, and I'll be like, you really should give that meat product up. It's not good for your cholesterol, Dan.
Love it. All right, then. We're going to shift on over. And Paul, since you were in that one, I think I'll come back to you, give someone a scoot over. But something I constantly forget, we should have our over move. I am so bad about remembering the over move. Who here has 4 audience? Is it you, Donna?
I don't have 4 audience, but thanks to the that move I did last time, I have the over move.
That's right. All righty, roll us up your over move.
That is an 11.
Ooh, fantastic. So you get to choose 2. What would you like?
I think I may work this into my road move scene a bit, but I'm going to... I believe I'm going to call Maya out and
Ooh.
off camera, sort of. And I'm going to demand creative book me in a match.
All right, Amaya Moore. All right. Okay, so you can go ahead and put a heat down. Go ahead and do that just so we'll remember it. We'll do the call out. We'll do that in your scene. And you're going to demand that match. I'm interested to see what you're calling her out for. That's going to be fun. All right. So, did anyone else happen to have 4? No? Okay, good. All right. Garwood, let's do you, I think. Let's see something on the road with you.
Okay, so we're going to Gatlinburg, and it's a big family destination. So Monet's been on the road for a while now with his older daughter, but he still has 2 other children and an ex-wife at home. So I think he's put some money aside and actually invited them to come out to Gatlinburg to see the show. I think they're going to have a bit of family time together before the actual show itself.
Love it.
So I think they're going out to all the going to the ones they can afford. They don't obviously have a lot of money, so they go into the Ripley's attractions. They go to the Space Needle and all the other really touristy things. And I think at one point, while Monet's there with his 2 younger children, he sees Princess and his ex-wife having a screaming row. And Princess storms off.
And you see, what was her name again, your ex-wife?
I can't remember if we actually said.
Did we not? Maybe we didn't.
Catherine.
Catherine.
Let's go with Catherine.
You see, and you've seen the look on her face before of her in a full-on just pissed off fury. And she's just looking over at you, staring daggers as she comes walking towards you.
I turn to the girls. Why don't you go and play in the arcade for a few minutes? And I'll give them some dollar bills to put into the machine.
All right, Daddy. And they head off as she comes up.
Remember to get the tickets. Remember to get the tickets.
As she comes up, what the hell is this that Princess's real name is?
Oh, I know we said it. I just didn't write it down.
Oh, did we not have it written down?
Mary?
Go with Anne.
Oh, Becca. Yeah, sorry.
Becca. That's it.
Yeah.
Becca. What the hell is this Becca's talking about to me? What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm just here for the show and here with the kids.
She's talking about not wanting to go to school anymore. What have you done?
What do you mean? I haven't done nothing. What do you mean she's not wanting to go to school anymore?
She says you're trying to send her away.
What? Well, how did she get that idea?
She said she saw you talking to Jesse Ventura, for fuck's sake.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ. No, I ran into him at a convention. He saw some video of me, and we got talking.
Crazy conspiracy governor. You're sending her off with crazy conspiracy governor? What?
No, what are you on about? No, he wrote a letter of recommendation. He's the former governor of bloody Minnesota. I'm trying to get her into a school that she wants to go to, not get rid of her. This entire thing has been for her.
Well, she's talking now. She doesn't even want to go. You're doing all of this showy stuff. She's going around doing all this stuff. I told you it was going to cause a problem.
I didn't ask her to come. I didn't ask her to come.
No.
She asked to
be
that.
with her daddy.
And is that such a bad thing?
Well, now she wants to stay with her daddy.
Well, she can't stay with her daddy.
You're damn right.
What are you going to do? No, I've seen that look before. What do you have planned?
I've already told her she's going to school. I put my foot down. You weren't willing to do it. I put my foot down. She's not traveling with you anymore.
That's not your decision to make.
Oh, hell it is. I'm her mother.
How old is she?
She's still my little girl.
She may be your little girl, but she's also my little princess. And it seems like she has the gift of pissing off her mother just like her father does as well. Now we've got one child over there that's getting ready to throw away her life. But we got two other children in there. That this is a wonderful day. And I don't want to spoil this for them. Can you do that? I know you don't respect me, but at least do this for them.
You see her, get herself under control. You're right. There's no need for the kids to see this. And it's never that I didn't or I don't respect you. She kind of reaches up and she puts her hand. You're just not the man I married.
I don't think I ever was. And he'll step away and go towards the children.
Let's close scene on that. That was good. That was good. All right, I'm going to hop over to you there, Farron. What would we like to see from you on the road?
I am going to... on the road move I'm going to be invoking is Hit the Streets. And I'm doing it at one of the Ripley, believe it or not, style attraction kind of things that's more like alchemical orient, like sort of just like a pseudoscience oriented or parapsychologist oriented. And I'm calling out Maya in this scene in a way, and I would like Princess to be there if that's okay with Gerwin.
Can we have it at the same attraction that I'm actually at with the kids? And she can actually have stormed off and run into you that way?
Oh, yes. That's perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah, and this is sort of a setup for the show that's coming tonight. And there's like this ancient sort of like rack type device that Maya's been strapped up to. And I think like Princess storms in, like sort of looks at this, because like she was there when... Proctor admitted she had a girlfriend. It's like she's mad, but like this is interesting. It's like, oh, you're here. Good. I need you to use the princess persona. I'm adding Maya to our stable tonight.
Ooh, that'll be cool. Absolutely. Give me a minute. And you see her go over. She gets into her pocketbook, and I mean, it's pretty dramatic how quickly she can go from like her really rather pretty girl next door to where she does the makeup into the full severe, rich bitch look. The lipstick changes. I mean, and it's dramatic. She is really talented at taking on these personas.
Yeah. And I think like there's a lot of special effects being hooked up to this thing, just like very basic Ash versus the Evil Dead kind of tube things. There's going to be different color chemicals and all that nonsense. And like we get Maya off so she can help. We were just testing out see where we needed to put the tubes where they'd hide the stuff. And Donna's there, and she's like, well, you're really good at this. Have you ever thought of also going to college for theater as well as your musical career?
And you see her kind of, I'm not sure I just don't know if school's what I want to do anymore. I mean, at least not now.
Look, I went to school, and I came back to this, and it just helped. Do you know what a theater degree would do for wrestling for you?
Well, she kind of leans into you. I don't want to leave Daddy alone. I mean,
And
see him.
And Donna's smile. I need to get a real name for her. I'll say, and she like holds hands like, look, we've not been properly introduced. Call me Susan.
Susan.
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but anyway, I'm not going anywhere. And after last time, I'm watching out for all of these people. I can't stay a wrestler forever. I don't think my partner would enjoy it, but I'm setting up where I'm going to be here for everyone as a doctor and hopefully as a manager. Something I think your father could really use. Both of.
She looks, well, you're awfully nice. Maybe, and you can see she's torn on this.
And I'm not asking you to decide right now. We'll have some time on the road. You're an adult. You need to make your own decisions, but you're good at this. And if you take a 4-year hiatus and Princess comes back as queen, do you know what you could do in the ring? Do you know what you could do for your father? For wrestling in general? If you want to do that, you could probably be on the big screen with your talents or in a music booth.
Wow. I'll think about it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Not Susan.
And then like the hit the streets thing is Maya's tied up and like Princess is helping as like sort of like this disdainful Igor's like, fetch me the brain in the jar.
And Amaya's over there. No, I'll never turn to your side. No, I won't do it.
And then I'll jab her. It's like we practiced. and like, it doesn't matter. You look at her. Everyone here, you've seen how she does in the ring. Spectacular. You've seen how she does on camera. Let me hear it, everyone. Boo, right? That's what science is for. And now that I have a stipend, I'm able to afford things that no other scientist has had in ages. And we're doing what a lot of people in America need. A full personality transplant. And it's like, Princess, please flip the switch and watch your nails. Flip gets like all those like chemical colors get in. Maya starts screaming and all this stuff, and then like the lights go off. I think Princess is doing the quick makeup, and then comes back and she looks kind of like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, just sort of like fake stitches and all stuff.
Oh.
My amor is no more. This is Eva Destruction. And we will be debuting in the stable of Monet in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh, the crowd is woo! They're enjoying this. But let's roll and see how it goes. Did you say it's hit the streets? So yeah, let's roll with that. Let's see. I think this is look.
Yeah. That's an 8. I will spend 2 momentum to push it to a 10.
You do phenomenally. Gain 2 momentum. And the next time you work the audience, you get an additional +1 momentum on a hit. Fantastic.
Yeah. And I think the last thing, like, I'm clasping Princess's hands and, it worked. It worked. And I'm handing her like another, like a prescription for her father just to make sure he has it for tonight.
Awesome. And she's giving out the princess laugh, which is kind of, she's got that edge of mocking to her laughter she does for it. And she goes, everything's in fashion in the house of Monet. Excellent. Cool scene. Let's shift over to Candy. Let's Paul, what would you like to see before our matches?
So we've got Candy, and she's on one of those Dance Revolution arcade machines, and she's like dancing on it to the song "Work" by Rihanna. Work, 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 doing that. And then the camera kind of pans out, and next to her on like the player 2 spot is Becca, Princess, and they finish it, and they get like a high score or whatever, and they're like woo, and like high five each other. And Candy's like, look, you don't have to go away to this music school, you could just stay. If this is what you want to do, if you want to stay here with your family, then do what you want to do, I mean,
Mama and Daddy will be like super pissed though.
Yeah, well, I know a lot about that. My parents have practically disowned me since I decided to get into wrestling, but
I mean, well, is it worth it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it. I feel like I've got a family that actually care about me here, and she kind of like gives Becca a bit of a hug, like you feel like you're my sort of little sister or something,
She'll throw her arms around your midsection and hug you back.
I'm just saying, look, don't be swayed by anybody else's opinions and telling you what you should do with your life, because they're just trying to live their life vicariously through you. You just think about what you want to do, and if what you want to do is stick around with your dad, then that's as good a reason as any. Family is something that you should never take for granted, Becca. Okay.
Thanks, Candy. And I mean, Minnesota, for God's sakes. Minnesota? Does that sound like scene?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, that's cool. Cut scene there. That's fine.
Cool. All right.
Could I have one more scene before we go into the wrestling?
Certainly.
So I think when I go back to the RV, I find a note in it from Becca saying that she's decided to go on ahead and she's gone with the main group to the convention center. And this isn't like her. And I think I'm whipping out my phone and ringing Candy.
Okay. Candy, you get a phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your real name again, Monet?
It's Reggie.
Yeah. So yeah, it just comes up as like Reggie on the phone. I'm like, oh, that old doofus, and I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, Uncle Reggie.
Hey, what's this uncle shit? How
Well,
old do you think I am?
well, old enough to be my uncle, Reggie. So.
Old enough to be your father, certainly. That's kind of why I'm on the call. Are you about? I need to have a word with you.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna head down to the convention center. I've got to help with the loading, but I've got 5 minutes. I can stop. I can stop on my way by.
There's a bar just outside. Well, sorry, coffee place just outside. I understand they do vegan lattes, if that's even a thing.
Yeah, it's called a black coffee.
You're weird.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. I'll catch you there in a few minutes. So I think I get there ahead of you, and as you come in, I'm there, and I'm already nursing a coffee, and I'm literally just playing with it with the stirrer. I seem really nervous.
No, I'll sit down, order my coffee. I'm like, hey, are you okay, Reggie?
Yeah, let me get that for you, and I'm gonna put a few note. I'm gonna put a note down on the table to pay for it. Thanks for coming. I need to have a chat.
Yeah,
have you been talking to Becca?
Yeah. I saw her today. Just like I said, I promised I'd take her down the arcades, didn't I? And finally made good on that promise. Yeah, she's.
Yeah. What's she saying? No. Let me put it like this.
Come on, Reggie.
I do not want you to abuse her confidence, but I'm worried. As a part, I'm worried. I'm worried that she's thrown her future away. I'm worried that she thinks that she needs to stay here for her pa. She doesn't seem to realize all of this is for her. She's got an offer to a good school. It's an offer she would not have been able to get otherwise. She's practiced all her life. She's worked so hard, and I can't see her throw that away. I've got a proposition for you. I'm gonna put to the boss that we have a match tonight, and there's a stipulation.
Mm.
I'm gonna be wrestling for your contract after you beat me.
Reggie, no, you can't do that.
And you're gonna be wrestling, and in response, I want you to ask for princesses. If I win, you come into the House of Money. You can actually develop a full gimmick. You can cast aside this whole. You've learned the ropes. You've done your time. It's time for you to come in properly, and I want to be there to support you while you do it. But Princess needs to know that I'm going to have folk around me to help me. And I want you to be, I want to help you just as you've helped me all this time.
Like, I appreciate that, Reggie, but she'll just see this as you pushing her away. Like, you can't. No, listen to me, okay? You cannot make her decisions for her. She's like a grown woman now. She can make her own decisions. I know that all you want is the best for her, and I know, and that's what makes you such an amazing fucking father. You know, I wish I had a father who gave a tenth of a shit of what you give about your daughter, okay? But you can't push her into decisions in life. You've got to let her make those decisions, and maybe you won't agree with them. But
no, you need to listen to me here. She can't make the decisions. She can't make those decisions. She honestly cannot, because she thinks that I cannot survive without her. She thinks that she has to stay here for me. Cause she can't make those decisions.
Maybe, Reggie, maybe she wants to stay here with you, okay? Maybe not she feels like she has to. Maybe she really fucking loves you and she wants to stay with you. Have you ever thought about that? No, because you're so selfless, you don't think about yourself. You think...
I can't let her throw away this opportunity. She's got to pick it up. But ultimately, I can't be the albatross. I can't be the albatross around her neck. I can't be the chain that holds her down.
You're not a chain. You're her father.
I'm a chain. I'm a weight. She doesn't go out. She doesn't party. She doesn't have friends. Rather than actually go and have friends and do everything that every other 18-year-old does, she goes from town to town to town, never settles down. The only friend she's got here is you. And that's not fair on her. That is not fair on her. And what sort of father would I be but to give her the chance? I don't want to do this. I'd rather cut off my right hand. But she cannot think that I cannot survive without her, because she cannot make a choice then. There is no choice there for her. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She's a good girl. She'll always come to her daddy.
Paul, anything you're going to end with? Because I think we're gonna wrap scene. Is there any last words you want to say there?
No, I think I'll just kind of look Reggie in the eye and say, and we'll just cut there.
Excellent. Ooh, I like the ambiguity there. That's cool. All right. Because that leads to a pretty high stakes match potentially there.
Well, it is the last session.
Exactly. Because, if, just as a thought, Candy wins Princess's contract, then I suppose Princess could do whatever she damn well pleases then. So, with that all in mind, I do want to have a quick scene with you, Danger Dan. As Sex Bomb and Behemoth are going to catch you as rings being set up. And this is, honestly, I think this is probably not even at the Coliseum. It's not when rings set up. It's probably the night before. Sex Bomb's like, Dan, come on. I've got to, we're going to sit down with Behemoth. I've got us a plan for tonight. It's your chance. This is going to be big.
And Dan sort of takes off his little reading glasses because he was trying to cram in some studying in between things. He's like, what? Oh, yes, of course. Thanks.
So the two of you head over to the, remember he's got the really big RV that's both your like office and where he lives and all of that. And as you come in, he's there. He's enormous, so he's taking up like the booth side at the front of the thing, and he's like, oh, come in. All right, Bomber, what you said you needed to talk to me. It's like, Behemoth, I've got the plan. It's right here, fully formed in my mind. It's coming out of my eyes. I've got the plan. All right, Bomber, what you got? Me and Dan tomorrow night, up against Monet and Destruction. Hear me out. Normal, decent folks against money and brains. Evil versus really, really fine looking good. And I've got the word that they'll be, Gauntlet head office is going to have people here. all four of us can go up. It'll be the rivalry that takes us to main roster. He was like, I'd already got word that Monet was going to probably get an offer to go up, and I had a feeling that Donna might go. Bomber, you've been up there before. You so sure they're ready to see you again? Behemoth, it's my last shot. And hell yeah, they're going to want to see me. Because we're going to do something amazing. He's like, what do you have in mind? She looks over at Dan. It's Dan's time to shine. I've been working with him. We've been hitting the gym. We're going to do the full stripper angle. And Behemoth goes, what? Dan, how do you react to this?
Probably the same way I just did out of character. That what? Where, no words, but you can see what the fuck stamped across his face.
She like pats you on the chest. He's looking great. We're going to go out there. The Sex Bombers, Danger Dan. It's going to be huge. It's going to be like Attitude all over again in Gauntlet. It's like, Bomber, I owe you. If you think this is going to work, I'll give you your shot. Dan, you up for this? I don't think I've ever seen you in the, well, in the anything. You're willing to put on the skivvies and show the chest?
Yeah, up until this point, Dan has always been in the sort of like work polo and beds and work boots sort of thing, more totally covered up Braun Strowman style, only not as buff than wrestling Speedo. It kind of gives a nervous look over to Sex Bomb. It just, yeah, if Pam thinks it's gonna work, then yeah, I'm in.
She just smiles. She's like, he's gonna be the next Randy Orton. And Behemoth goes, you say so, Bomber. All right. We'll put that in. Sounds to me like top of the card. Or sounds to me like main event. And she says, yeah, it's gonna be a hell of an event.
Dan narrowly manages not to gasp at being the main event.
All right. We're going to pull out of that scene as I want to hop over to you real quick, Donna. Donna Destruction. And it's you and Amaya Amor, now Eva Destruction, which I love. Very good name. And she's there, and you clearly got some plan for her. You pulled, this thing. What is it that you're seeing for her in the card to, for the event?
I still have an over the top, which I think there's a small flashback to I think I was overhearing Pat or Sex Bomb talking about her little idea. So I went to Behemoth first, and this is why he was like, yeah, whatever tag team they come up with, I don't care if it's this oil thing or whatever. Pair them up against me. I have a surprise. And I'm going to use my over-the-top, make creative, book me in a match into that tag match. And the surprise is that this is not... Monet will appear. Maybe not in the ring in this match, because I think Monet has a bigger match he wants to do. But this is Eva's blossoming. She's got to show up as my partner.
Behemoth's like, you really?
Look, I've been working with her. we've been training on how to work the camera. I think the angle was we were trying to push her as the good girl, the girl next door, the gymnast thing. She really identifies more with like the Snidely Whiplashes of the world. Give her a bit of leeway to be the brouhaha kind of madness, and she actually gets stage presence. It's weird.
Well, anything's got to be better than what we've been seeing. And I kind of, hey, it's like, no offense. I'm telling you, if Double D here is giving you a push, honey, you better take it.
Yeah, she smiles like, there's something about the stable of Monet that will be rising. We'll see how things turn out.
He nods. All right, Double D, I'll go with what you got. Bomber may not be quite as excited about this, but I can handle her. I can handle her. Be ready. All right, we'll close out on that scene. Let's see here. I think we're going to Garrett, is there a match you're looking for in this one? I kind of had you set up in that tag team.
Yes, I was hoping to actually get a match against Roxy, as I outlined it earlier.
Right. Yes. Cool. All right. So I'm going to give us a break. I'm going to set our card. And what I think I'm going to have us be able to do is we have backstage stuff where you have available that can kind of hit this. A lot of drama. We have a hell of a lot of drama going on. And feel free I want to hit matches kind of quick on these matches. I'm probably not going to let us go as long. We're going to try and do big hits and move out. And keep in mind, as we're doing these, feel free to do some flashbacks in here as well of stuff that leads into the emotion. All right, let's take about 7 minutes so I can set this card, and we'll come on back. See y'all then. Woo.
You're just getting exciting again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this is a lot of drama.
yes, very dramatic.
Oh, all right. Let's see. We'll wait for the other two to pop back in. And I think I've got us a card ready. And we'll start seeing about doing a little promo work here. Okay. Everybody having fun? Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So good. I really think like adding this little road on the road bit really like takes it to the next level. Really does.
I think so too. I can't. We talked about it last time. I really don't see running it without having some influence from it now.
Because I think in the Nathan's book, it says that, oh, if you do anything like backstage, just like kind of freestyle it. There's, so there is the scope for it there. But I like the way that it's kind of just got these little mechanized bits in it. So nice.
It's a light touch, but a lot of really good ideas. And I think Adam worked with Nathan on it. I know they're pretty good buddies. So here's our card. I'm going to lay out what our card is. Keep in mind, during promos and things like that, y'all can toss them around. Y'all can mix things up. So here's our card. It's going to start off with Big Texas, who's managed to come back for the last road show. He's going to be going up against one of the local tough guys. This is going to be sort of a shoot. And they're depending on Big Texas to be able to manhandle this guy without hurting him too bad. So that's going to open up our show. Then we've got Tiny versus Tommy Blaze. This is expected to be a squash match. Tiny's probably going to just wipe the floor with Tommy. But it's also meant to have some distance. It's supposed to be a good 20, 25-minute match. That's the intention. We'll see how that goes. We have Miguel, our champion, going up against a guest who's come in from the main roster of Gauntlet League. The Wallaby is going to be here. And so we've got a little of that going on. And that's supposed to be a championship match. Probably going to have Miguel win it, and it's going to be part of his moving up to main roster. Then we're going to have the Monet Candy match. The contract match, which I think is going to be exciting. And then finally, we're going to finish up top of the car. Our main event will be that tag match with Eva and Dr. Destruction versus Sex Bomb and Danger Dan. All right. So that's our card set. We're going to start the event. I'm going to go and give everybody a chance to do promo if they want to. Remember, we can throw in things backstage. If at any moment you want to do that, just kind of hit me with it. I'm even probably going to, I have intent, during the middle of matches, we may have some flashbacks that I'll call on and say, what happened here? What happened there? In some matches. So, if we're ready, inside of the ring, we have Randy Teller, our announcer, going, welcome, people of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Woo! Crowd goes up. It's Gauntlet League Wrestling right here in the mountains. And we are putting on a show tonight that you will be telling your grandkids about. I've got my Jack Daniels sitting on the desk, and I am ready for some wrestling. Crowd goes booming up. You see, you've got the big Titantron. They've sprung for a good screen in this one. And this will be the one chance we've had all the way through for some intros with a little bit of money behind them. So keep that in mind. He heads down to the announce table. We could see that Robbie Reyes has actually shown up himself. He's doing the filming for this to go onto the website. So this is the big culmination of this road show. And Randy gets in there and says, well, we might as well get right into action. We have professional wrestlers of the finest caliber going to be, and out of the back, we get the strains of a country song, and coming down the ramp, we see this enormous bull, and sitting on its back is Big Texas, and he's got his microphone, and he's saying, wait a minute, I know, and he starts giving the business to Gatlinburg. These people, these hillbillies, not a one of them knows nothing about wrestling. And as he comes down, he calls out, if there's anybody in here who thinks they're tougher than a Big Texan, come on in. And indeed, we have a Plant who comes running up there to take on Big Texas. And this guy gives Texas the business. I mean, he makes Texas work for it. As we end up having this match that's kind of catch can, as this guy's trying to avoid getting wrapped up by Texas. Manages to pop him pretty good in the mouth, and Texas starts bleeding, loses his temper, and ends up pretty well whamming this guy. As we finish that first match, and people kind of have to come out to the ring to pull Texas back, the crowd is loving it. So as we get to the end of that first one, anybody want a promo in this space? Anybody want to pull up a promo?
Okay, go on. Yes, I will.
Okay. So what do we see from Monet?
I think it's the sights of him going around the town and actually looking at all the attractions. But literally, him looking at all the attractions is shot from inside a limo, and this is actually one of the limos that's owned by one of the higher ups in Gauntlet League, so we've not had to rent it. There's literally a film crew there. It pulls up. He opens the window. Next, and it goes to the Ripley, Believe It or Not. Oh, the freak show. Did the entire crowd come to audition? Oh, no. Oh, that is surprising. Next. And it pulls up and the window goes down and it's the Space Needle. Oh, so you're really telling me this is the second biggest Space Needle in the US? Oh, no. I'm not going to buy the second biggest Space Needle in the US. Oh, no. Onward. And it pulls up at the convention center. And I think the limo actually pulls out from backstage onto the top of the ramp. And the door opens and Monet gets out. Steps out and Princess isn't with him. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well. Ladies. Well, yes, well, we won't go into that, shall we? My name, you may think my name is Mr. Monet. You would be wrong. My name isn't Mr. Monet. My name is Lord Monet. You see, I have such colossal wealth that I have purchased a holding in the Highlands of Scotland. And it comes up and it's showing stock footage. And those holdings hold the finest Scotch distilleries. So, ladies and gentlemen, I come to announce the superior bourbon, the superior whiskey. I give you money bags.
The crowd is booing away.
What? Scottish whiskey isn't good enough for you? You're willing to settle for that Welsh nonsense? That Jack Daniels? Oh, you thought it was American. Oh, do you know where they come from? They come from a little village about 10 miles away from Haverfordwest. Yes. little know-nothing town. It really is a piece of beep. So drink that Welsh dishwater yourself. But I will stick to the proper Scotch, and I'm doing this for cheap heat.
Oh, and you are getting it. Oh, they are giving. Oh, they are booing. Take your cheap heat.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. As they pull the limo back and people screaming, the announcement comes in for the Tiny versus Tommy Blaze, and yeah.
I'm actually going to be at ringside at the announcer's booth for the match. If that's okay.
Cool. You want to do that as like a promo? Is that what you want to do?
No. I'm just gonna be there. It makes more sense for me to come out and actually do something rather than just come out and do the promo.
Okie doke. And we have, Tommy's been working really hard. Tiny has never been a technical wrestler, but they're putting on a pretty good match. Tiny hitting some power stuff. Tommy coming off the top ropes. In fact, manages this really pretty missile drop kick. Anything you have to say as he hits it, Monet?
Oh. Wow. Look at him fall. Look at that mountain fall. And even lying down, he's bigger than the Space Needle.
Tommy tries a couple of quick pins. Of course, Tiny does the just press, get out, throwing Tommy to the side. This one does manage to go its distance. At about 25, those of you in the know could see Murray putting in the whisper, it's time to wrap. And Tommy tries a crossbody coming off the top. Tiny catches him and goes into the big tilt-a-whirl slam, landing on top of him, and goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Crowd really wasn't sure who they were wanting to win, so it's a mixed bag of people cheering and screaming on this one. Monet, any last words to wrap up the match?
Well, it just goes to show what I've always said, and it proves my point wonderfully. You can work as hard as you can dream a dream, you can follow that star, but if you're not born with it, you won't account for shit.
The crowd hating you, enjoying the match, and as they head to the back, I think we're going to move to a promo from... Let's get one from you, Candy. How about that? Or some action. What would you like to see?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll cut a promo. I think it's like it's like a backstage promo, like in the locker room.
Okay.
You know,
is it an interview? You there with sippy cups or?
Yeah. Let's have an interview. And I'm sitting there and kind of lacing up my boots, like wrapping the tape like around my wrists, getting ready for the match.
Candy, I hear tonight you're in a contract versus contract match against Mr. Monet. I'm sorry, I've been informed. Lord Monet.
Yeah, well, he can call himself a lord, but that title, just like everything else in that sniveling cow's life, has been bought. Because Monet, he's got a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born with it. He's not had to fight. He's not had to struggle like us real people do. Like every day, especially in the life of a pro wrestler, every day is a struggle. You have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, as she's like ties up the boot. Every day we have to fight. And not just in the ring. Outside that ring as well, it's a struggle. Life is a struggle. And he just had everything handed to him on a platter. And tonight, I'm going to take that away. I'm going to show him that work and hustle and dedication is what gets you things in life, gets you what you want. I'm going to take away everything that's been given into him, and I'm going to throw it back in his face.
Is that why you've agreed to put your contract up against Princess's contract? And as I want here a flashback to you, Candy, talking to Princess about this match.
Yeah, I think it's it's kind of like in the RV, in Monet's RV, and Becca is kind of she's practicing. What was it? She plays at the violin, isn't it?
Violin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's playing that, and I'm like, no. You want to kind of just slide into that, like feel it. Don't play the note, like feel the note. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, she is extremely talented.
You are so you're so good, and the fact that you've not had any like formal training, you've not had, it's amazing. You've got so much raw talent, Becca. Like,
well, I love the violin, and it's always been sort of a comfort when, Mom and Dad fought a lot. Once he got back, Mom just never seemed to understand. She never considered exactly what he went through, and violin it was my own place. I could play, and I was somewhere else.
I know what you mean. Like the piano is my happy place as well. It's where I could just get away from the stress and the strain of life and just feel happy. And now wrestling's that for me. I still love playing the piano, but wrestling's what gives it for me. And you've really got to follow your heart. I think you've got a big decision ahead of you, Becca, and you really need to do what's right for you. Do what's in here. This match I've got tonight with your dad. Look, you know that he just wants the best for you, right? Like, it might seem to you like he's trying to push you in certain directions and that, but he wants you to have the chance in life that he feels he never had. That's all it is. And I want you to know that whatever happens tonight, okay? Like, I support you in whatever decision you make.
She puts down the violin. I know Daddy's doing what he thinks is best for me. But it's not like the violin's going anywhere, and I mean, it's not like people can wrestle. Not everybody's that Ric Flair. You can't wrestle when you're 60, at least not and look good. This may be our only shot. Candy, I don't want to be sitting at school watching him on the big stage, watching him in the big matches and saying, I could have been there. I want to be there.
I understand.
Candy, I want you to beat him.
Well, it's not up to me. I'm just like the new kid on the block. I don't get to call, like, book the matches, and it's whatever creative wants to book the match. I can't. It's, if they tell me I've got to lay down and do the 1, 2, 3 for your dad, I have to do that. I can't. I haven't got the position in this company to start swerving bookings and stuff. Like, they'll probably fire me, but
I'm not going to leave him. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be a star like he is. We're going to do this together.
I think like that's a good time for the door to kind of swing open and Reggie kind of like walks in.
I like it. As we pop back to in the interview, Sippy saying, "Is that what made you decide to put up your contract versus Princess?"
Look, I believe in myself, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to seal my place in Gauntlet League Wrestling through hard work and dedication. And hey, if that means that if I have to get that poor girl from underneath his tyrannical clutches, then that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, folks, Candy Rocks standing up for the little gal. And I think we'll pull from the promo.
Cool. So what do I roll with for a promo?
Rolling with for promo.
It's plus luck.
Yes.
Plus luck. Okay, cool. So I rolled 10. Oh, I rolled an 11. That's cool.
Oh, fantastic. And I think you're calling out there Monet or Princess, but probably Monet. So you connect with the audience, gain momentum, and you get to pick one.
Okay. I'm going to gain +1 heat with Monet.
Excellent choice. All righty. And so, back in the ring, we have Wallaby enter. He does one of his coming out of the rafters drops, pulling his hat. It's probably got the little corks on it because he is Mr. Stereotypical Australian, even though if I remember correctly, he's from like Maine or something. And good day, mates, he yells out there, working up the crowd. And then we get the salsa hit as Miguel comes down. We've got the Mexican flag on the screens. We get the fireworks that are in the Mexican colors, the red, the green, the white. Crowd going nuts. And we get a pretty decent fight. Wallaby's a really good tech wrestler, and Miguel is a first-rate high flyer. From the back, you guys are really watching two pros. Miguel is on it. We're seeing high flying. We're seeing great moves, and they carry a good solid 20 minutes of super high octane. And Behemoth is just back there, and he's just beaming. He's got thoughts of, he's going into creative once he gets, this road show done. They're going to be calling him up to the main office now. But he's so happy as, in a surprise turnaround. It looks like Wallaby has got Miguel. It's going to be over. And Miguel pops him with that super kick, which he calls the Quetzalcoatl kick. And poof, the crowd goes nuts as it finishes off Wallaby. And Miguel in the middle of the ring with his belt up. I mean, it's a big boom out of the place. And those of you backstage are already here, and he's going to be carrying that strap up to the main roster. And that's going to be his intro into the main roster. The next match we've got up is going to be the Monet and Candy fight. So I think I want to get Candy here. Oh, actually, no, I just had, I'm sorry. And I actually have already had a Monet moment. So why don't we get a little bit of Dr. Destruction here? What you thinking?
I think Tommy lost his match to Tiny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this back room that's been it's very sci-fi channel B movie, Office Space Hospital. Yeah, and it looks just enough like a Van Helsing set that Sippy Cups looks really uncomfortable, and Tommy Blaze is being wheeled in on a stretcher, and Dr. Destruction looks over, and it's like, I'll get to him. Pulls out this huge hammer, pretends to knock him out, and Sippy Cups is just sort of like, and there's this huge cage with a blanket over it, and it rattles. And I think she jumps a bit. It's like, Yes, it seems that Sex Bomb is coming after me. I don't know why. All the work I did for her is held up, don't you think? And she's bringing. Okay, Mr. Monet gave me these notes. Lord Monet, excuse me. Daredevil Dale. Got it. Sounds like her kind of lane.
I think it's Danger Dan.
No, there's no one on this roster by that name. I would know. I'm a doctor.
Of course. Dr. Destruction, and you see she's given the full look around. I've heard that you have, well, created a monster.
Don't be so pedestrian, my darling. I've spawned a new creation. To call it a monster is to make me seem less like a genius. So I'll say it's better than a monster. And it will be making a debut in the Monet Manor stable. And we'll see how well Sex Bomb's surgeries hold up to this. We'll see how Doug Trio David or whatever does. And, you know, it's going to be a show. And it will be a show because I'm bringing so many props tonight. So for my free move, I'm adding hardcore to this match.
Ooh. And Sippy goes, oh my goodness. Think of the humanity.
I did when I created my creation. I may have missed the mark a little bit. But remember, it's not a monster. It's a creation.
Do we see Eva?
I know, like the cage like rattles again. There's this huge roar, and Sippy jumps in. And Doctor Destruction takes the mic, brings it closer to her, like holding Sippy's hands. Now, my darling, run and tell everyone that Dr. Donna Destruction has come.
Ah! And Sippy runs from the room. Love it. Okay. It sounds like you were doing a Danger Dan sort of call out there.
Yes. That is a 10.
Ooh, fantastic. So you're gaining a momentum and you get a choice.
Ooh.
And you got your free stipulation of hardcore.
Yes. I don't want to add another stipulation. I think I'm just going to gain another momentum. I do have carry these kids. It may help.
Okay. All righty. And it sounds like we're about to head into that Monet and Candy match. Before we do, I want to open up. Does anybody have a scene they'd like to put before we do this? Paul, your music.
Not even really a scene, so much as like a really short clip that while this promo is being filmed, there's Dan with like, just kind of cheesy, happy, regular music at the Salt and Pepper museum, picking out a pair of like chicken salt and pepper shakers for his mom, completely unaware, and then smash cut back to suppressing.
I love it. Paul, you were saying something?
Yeah, just before Candy kind of gets called to the curtain. I imagine she's kind of like she's at the front, the sort of at the front desk thing, like the entrance people coming in, and she's like, "Yeah, can you just check again to make sure they are on the guest list? Yeah, my parents.
Well, they're there. We've already tickets are waiting.
Because I invited them. I said, this is the last night of the tour. They come and see me, and they're not here yet, no.
No one's picked them up yet. No, Candy.
Okay, well, thanks anyway.
Just for a bit of a sting, can we say like the only tickets that have been picked up were Dr. Destruction's parents' tickets, since this is Tennessee?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So far, Donna's have gone out, but yours are still sitting.
Have you got the names right? It's Clarissa and Donald Trinkler. Trinkler, Trinkly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they're just running late.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a match to go, so I've got to go. Okay. Cheers.
Good luck. Excellent. All right. Anyone else have? No. Yeah.
Just a quick one in the gorilla. I've gone back to the gorilla position to get ready for my match, and I think there's a quick moment where I walk up to my girls. I'm in full costume. I bend down. One of them has jam on their face, so I take out one of the money bucks and basically clean them off.
The oldest one. Daddy, are you gonna win?
It doesn't matter. I'm not here to win or lose. We're here to tell a story. I'm the bad guy. Does the bad guy win in the end?
Bad guys never win, Daddy.
Yeah, thank you. But that answer is all the winning I need. I'll give them a hug and kiss them on the head and look up to the mother and scowl a bit.
Alrighty. And I think as you're heading towards, getting into position, I think Princess comes walking up. And she'll lean over to you and she'll kiss you on the cheek. Be careful, Daddy.
Well, out of curiosity, I couldn't find the prescription earlier. Do you know where it went? No, don't worry. I'm sure I'll be fine. It's been weeks since I've had an attack.
Okay. You see, she looks worried, and I think as the music starts to hit, you see her get into her little clutch, her princess clutch.
Oh, by the way, darling, you're not afraid of heights, are you?
What?
You need to go that way, and I'm going to point out to the gorilla position to a little cage that's hanging by hanging on a trellis above the actual ring.
Dad, no.
Don't worry, you'll be strapped in.
And I think that's where we'll have the music hit as she's taken over there. And just as she's getting into the cage, I think she pulls out the bottle and kind of rattles it, and we can hear there's one pill left in it. All right. So I think I'm gonna have you, Monet. I think we're gonna have you come in first. Generally speaking, you're probably the bigger star here in this, but I think they want to give you the full intro for you to come in. So you're coming in first. What's it look like?
There's the room goes dark. There's the screen, actually, the screen that they do video packages on. That comes up, and you can see silhouetted a figure with a violin, but you can't really make out who it is. And neck music, the first bars. Woot, 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 woot. And then basically the rest of the marching orchestra actually pick up as it goes out, and as they go down, Monet actually is coming to the ring, and rather than in his suit, he's riding a horse, and he's wearing the uniform of a Union general. Because I've already established my great grandpappy fought in the Union Army.
Indeed, you did. You're getting a bit of booze. Tennessee still Still remembers the war a trifle.
Yep. So it comes down to the ring, and when I go to get off the horse, I don't just get off the horse. I wait for one of the footmen to come up, kneel down, and I get off and stand on their back as they go down. But literally, I'll get off the horse, stand down, I'll go over to go into the ring, I'll stop, I'll look, and and they'll go down and kneel down, and I'll actually climb on them into the ring again.
Fantastic.
Oh, Candy. Candy. What a common name. But we know you're not common. We know you're not from common stock. Oh no, you have a bloodline. And that is what is so disappointing. You don't live up to the potential of your blood. You throw it all away. Hard work? What has hard work ever won anyone? They say the blood will out, and blood will out. Candy. Darling. Oh, what a wonderful girl you are. I'll be so glad to add you to my collection. Now, be so good and get down here so we can start this little affair.
Oh, all right. Roll me. That sounds like a promo.
It is.
And it sounded like you did some cheap heat with your union uniform there.
I've already done cheap heat for the night, so I can only do that once.
Gotcha.
Here we go. Okay, so that would be 7.
All righty. So I believe
7.
you get to choose one.
Yes, 7 on a promo. I will add a stipulation to the relevant match.
Ooh.
That princess is in a cage above it.
Excellent. All right. Now I'll do an intro from our ring announcer to show that here in a moment. Candy, it's your intro. What's it look like?
Oh, Candy just like everyone's like looking towards the entrance ramp, and from like the other side of the building, Candy just like comes through the crowd, just like straight through the crowd, and she's wearing like a Space Needle t-shirt, like with the arms kind of cut off, and she's just coming straight down to the ring, like high-fiving everyone through the crowd.
Taking some cheap heat off of that?
Hell yeah.
All right. Pull that cheap heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's going to sort of slide in under the bottom rope and just go and like grab the microphone off Monet.
Oh, and he's going to give it up. He'll go over to the corner and
Yeah, Monet, how dare you talk about where I come from, like as if you've ever had to struggle for anything in your life. No, you don't. You get everything handed to you. You were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. And do you know what, Monet? And I walk right up to you and like, you know, we're nose to nose. I'm like, tonight, I'm going to reach into your ugly, sniveling, cowardly mouth, and I'm going to stick my hand all the way down, grab that silver spoon, and I'm going to yank it right out of there and toss it down the drain.
Oh my God, you can tell you're a vegan, can't you?
Sounds like you're doing a promo. Is that a promo on Monet?
Yeah, doing a promo on Monet, definitely.
All right. Roll it up.
Ooh, that's +1. That's a 4. It's a 5. I've got some momentum, so I'm going to spend my 2 momentum to push that.
Okay. What would you like to pick up as your one choice there? Get one of that momentum back. Heat.
Yeah, I'm going to pick a heat. That'll put me to 4.
Excellent. All righty. Ring announcer comes in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a contract versus contract match. Candy Rock's contract versus Princess's contract. And suspended above the ring,
And
Princess.
And Donna, the doctor comes out, pulls the lever, the cage begins descending a bit.
And we see Princess up there, the spots hit her, and she's steeled herself, though she looks a little nervous up there, but she's got her look of disdain, and smelling the crowd sort of thing. She's putting on her show, and the crowd, they're booing up at her, and she just seems to be eating it up. You could tell she loves the heel roll. And I think, Dr. Donna, you're going to be expected to head down to the announce table.
Oh, of course.
And I think, Ryan, are you there? Perhaps not. But I'm going to stick Ryan on the table as well. So we'll have the two of y'all on announce table. I haven't done much announce table before, but the way I do it when I got two people there, each of you can give out a bump, but we can still only have one bump per wrestler. Sound good?
Yeah, and Dr. Dawn Destruction gets there. Oh, we have a new announcer. Hello. Holds out her hand, and we'll sit down.
Randy's like, Dr. Destruction, I know you're with the House of Monet.
The Manor of Monet. Alliteration is key.
Of course. Could you be a fair down the middle announcer for this match?
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not in America? You want fair and balanced?
Well, I guess that answers that question. All right. Monet, you're in control of the match.
Okay, so I look up to my daughter. I look to Candy. Look what you have made me do. Oh, look. You see what we are fighting over? And as soon as Candy looks, he's laying into her. So there's just basically a straight arm punch to the ground, and then putting in the boot.
Putting in the boots. All right. And Ryan, you're on the announce table. Do you wish to be on the announce table as just an announcer? Dr. Destruction's there as well as Dr. Destruction. You want to be there as Danger Dan, or you want to be there as just an announcer?
But I'm definitely there as Danger Dan, so we have a heel-face split on the announcer table.
Oh, excellent. And poor Randy in the middle of you. And so as Monet is putting in the boots, Randy says, oh, it looks like Danger Dan coming down to the announce table as well. What do you say, Danger Dan, as you hit the table?
Morning, Randy. Glad to be here in beautiful Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Crowd gives a cheer. All right, you're putting the boots into Candy there, Monet. Sound like look off of that, or was it work?
I think this is work more than anything else. So I'm just going to do a standard wrestling move.
Let's do it.
So I will botch.
Oh no!
So something goes wrong. I think Candy has been expecting this, because this is what I always do, and so she knows to actually expect it. So she counters my punch. I will pass a momentum to Candy.
Okay, and I get a hard move potential here. Ooh, I like this. I mean, this is still Gauntlet Road Show, so I think unbeknownst to the wrestlers, I think that there is kind of a creaky pop up above in the rafters, and Princess sort of looks up, but she, no big deal. I guess it's fine. And Candy, you picked up a momentum, and you're in control. You've managed to counter Monet's stiff arms and boot. What you doing?
Yeah, so I think I go into like a sequence of like really like kind of technical stuff. Like I'm going to take like Monet over in like an arm drag, get a couple of like a chin lock on him, and really sort of work him over, showing like all of the technical ability I've picked up like on the last few weeks, like on the road. complete opposite to like how he fights, which is like dirty, and this is like very clean, sort of technical kind of wrestling sort of style. And whilst I'm sort of getting him in like a few of these holds, I'll be like whispering in the ear. I'm like, "Are you sure? Like, you sure Becca's all right up there in that cage?"
I think so. I've not. Why? Have you? What happened? Has something happened?
No, sure, it's fine. It's just, Anyway, let's carry on.
Come on,
Let's get
this rest hold's gone too long.
Yeah, and I'll turn you into thing, and then like lift you up for a big sort of brain buster kind of suplex, and you're much bigger than me, but using my technique to sort of bring you up and over.
Nice. Sound like work to you, or you think you having to use power?
No, that's work there. I'm showing my technique because you don't need power. Even if you're a smaller wrestler, you can use your technique rather than your power.
That's exactly true.
Yeah,
it's actually the person that's taking the bump there that does half the lifting.
Yeah.
That's a 9. That's a 10. I rolled on my work.
Fantastic.
Yeah, my advance last time I picked up was +1 work to show that I've been learning, practicing my craft.
What you up to?
I'm up to 1 work.
Oh, excellent. All right. So you retain control and you get a choice there: 2 momentum or a heat.
Well, I'm already at 4 heat, so I'll take the momentum.
Good show. And that hits really well. I mean, there's a big whoomp, and the crowd kind of goes, ooh, because it was just a perfect brain buster.
Of course, Gatlinburg, Tennessee gets excited over urchin street fighting.
Wow. I mean, wow.
Sex Bob's gonna have to work with you on that. So you still got control, Candy. What we doing?
Yeah, I think I'll go for like the quick cover. Just get like a 2 count. I lift up sort of Monet, slam him like into the turnbuckle, and kind of start working him over. Whip him into the other corner, like that. And then go for like is it a hurricanrana when you jump up and like wrap your legs like around someone's neck and flip them over, and I want to flip us both to the outside, like over the top rope.
Ooh,
basically.
Nice. That I guess that's work.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that I've ever done this move. Like, maybe, yeah. Let's have a little flashback to like when I was in the car, when I was in the diner with Danger Dan, and he was like off in the bathroom. I was like watching this like match on my phone, and it's got this move, and I kept like rewinding it on YouTube, like, and watching the move.
Oh, like it.
There we roll. That's a 7.
All right.
Well, and Candy Rocks has work ethic like no other wrestler I've worked with before. I mean, you can tell that she's put a lot of time and effort into practicing this move, and definitely hasn't just been watching it on YouTube. Oh my goodness, Candy. But yeah, and whoa, over the top rope. Oh my goodness. Shocked.
Are you putting Candy over? Or
I am putting Candy over. This is super great.
Leave it to a newbie to think stealing technique means power.
All right, you're up to a 10, Candy.
Just because she's better than you doesn't mean you need to be so bitter in front of Tennessee. We can all see through you.
Oh. All right, so you're retaining control, and you, I guess, take 2 momentum.
Yeah, that's right. So I sort of jump up, wrap my legs around Monet's head, and we both sort of flip over the ropes and sprawl like onto the mats on the outside.
Crowd's going, wow, that looked amazing.
Yeah. And while Monet... Sorry, go on, Monet.
I was going to say, I think the camera lingers on 2 young girls that are looking down horrified at what's going on in front of them.
The little Monets.
And whilst you're really selling it and just kind of rolling around in agony like on the mat... I sort of reach underneath the ring and pull out like a big step ladder. And I slide the step ladder into the ring. Start setting it up like underneath the cage where Princess is hiding. I'm like, she shouldn't have to be under your control anymore. She's a woman with her own ideas, her own path in life. I want to set her free from the cage that you, Monet, have put around your own daughter. It's disgusting how you treat her. I will release her from her torment and start climbing up the ladder.
You think you're doing a little breaking of kayfabe in this?
Oh, not yet. This is still within the.
Okay, I like that though. This is getting a little edgy. All right. So is that look? You think?
Yeah.
Is this a look move?
I think that's my look, definitely.
Or are you working the audience?
No. This is definitely my look.
Okay.
Like coming into a, to save sort of princess from the tyrannical Monet.
Excellent.
Ooh, that's a 6.
Wish to spend some of that momentum, or
Yep,
keep.
I'll use one of my momentum to put it up.
All right. So you can retain control and go on to your next sequence, or you can give the opponent control, take a momentum.
I will take a momentum and give control. I think I climb. I'm like right at the top of the step ladder, and I'm kind of there's some kind of like lock or something on the cage or something like that.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
and it's up a bit. You're probably up about 20 feet.
Yeah, and I'm kind of shaking this lock, and I'm like, oh, it's locked, and I try to start sort of bashing it off with my hand.
And while you're doing that, I run over and I push the ladder out from under you, and rather than fall, you catch on and you're hanging from the bottom.
I love it.
So I stop. I look. I stop. I start laughing maniacally. I set up the ladder. I clamber up. I sit on it, and I leap myself off the ladder, and I spear you from the cage, from the top. And I think this is very much a heat move. I think we have to practice this because this is dangerous with a capital Dan.
Yeah, this is insane.
Oh. 1 second.
Huh?
So that would be a 14.
Woo! And
wow.
The crowd, this is Gatlinburg, so they're doing holy shoot! Holy shoot! Wow, announce table. Dr. Donna, what do you say when you see this?
I don't understand why people are so shocked. Do they not understand marquee style?
I think people are shocked because this is the sort of thing you see once in a lifetime. I mean, this move, right? Mr. Monet going right for her, hanging from the cage. Oh my god. Hang on, Candy. You can win this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Every moment of a life with Mr. Monet is the moment of a lifetime.
How much did he pay you to say that?
More than you make.
And we get the slam down as this spear hits. I mean, that's a phenomenal move. I mean, I'm telling you, that is by the way, it is a legendary marquee moment, mythic moment that has occurred there. Woo.
So I think there's that moment when we're both on the ground because the move has taken both of us out.
Right, and you get the choice too. You have control. You get 2 momentum or heat.
I will gain 2 momentum because I'm currently at 4 heat with Candy.
Cool.
And I think we've both got that moment where we're both on the ground. We're both laying there, both stunned from such a huge impact. And there's the moment where we keep the wrestling move mystic moments already gone.
Yeah.
So there's that moment where we're both trying to get to our feet, where we're both getting up, and Candy gets to her feet first. She turns round, and as she turns round, Monet ducks down and she goes over the top rope and over to the outside. And he gets up and he laughs and he sneers at her.
And I think as you're going over the rope, Candy, you see up in the crowd a couple, and the woman she's looking shocked and scared, and the man is there and kind of this almost fury going, no, yelling at Monet as, I think your parents have come. And they are buying it. they are buying it all. I mean, they are sold.
I think I kind of see them. They're like, can they like be in the kind of front row? Like that?
Certainly. Yeah, they would have had good
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I see them, and just this. Even though I've just taken this huge 20-foot bump, like off the top of this cage, this huge smile comes across my face. I think I'm gonna jump straight over that barrier and just like give them both like a huge fucking hug.
All right.
And I'm gonna be like, Mom, Dad, I can't believe you're here.
And sorry, at this point, I'm going to go to the ref. Quick, count.
Excellent. Okay, so we're getting that's a Monet move for sure. We're getting the count out as you're over there with your folks, and your mother leans in and goes, "Are you all right?"
I've never felt so alive, Mom.
That mean man is getting a count out on you, sweetie.
I'm gonna go and beat the shit out of him just for you, Mum. Watch this.
Language.
I'm going to give control to Candy at this point.
Excellent. All right. Count has made it to 7, 8.
Yeah, and I kind of run in. I'm just about to run in. It's 8, and I realize I've got 2 seconds left. I just turn around and like give my dad like a big kiss on the cheek, and then dive into the ring just as the 10 comes.
Meanwhile, Dan is yelling, "Don't count her out for trying to hug her folks. It's rotten. How dare you, Mr. Monet?" And
It's the rules. Though it was kind of cute, I'll admit.
All right, you got control, Candy. Monet's there. You know, the refs just reached that 9 and was ready for the 10 as you slide in, as he stops and motions y'all to fight.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, wait, Monet. I've got something to say to these people. Okay, give me a mic. Give me a mic.
Mike's tossed up to you.
Monet, see those people there? See that woman, that man? That's my parents. That's my mum, and that's my dad. And they've come here tonight to see me for the first time living my dream. They're here and they're supporting me. They didn't. First, hey, listen, when I said I wanted to get into wrestling, I wanted to become a professional wrestler, they didn't like it. They said, no, that's not what good girls do. And that hurt. That hurt that they didn't support my dream. It hurt me deep inside, but now I see them there. I see them supporting me. And that's what you should be doing to your own daughter instead of locking her in a cage above a goddamn ring. You should be supporting her in her decisions and whatever she wants to do with her life. What do you say to that, Monet? And I think I'm breaking kayfabe.
Ooh, roll that breaking kayfabe. And I think for those of you watching at home, this is good parenting advice. Don't put your child in a cage above a ring.
Oh, just minimize my window. Sorry, hold on. I got so excited. Oh, so what is breaking kayfabe? That's rolling with real, isn't it?
Yes,
That's rolling with real.
My real is 0. What surprise? Oh, and I rolled a double 1. But I do believe that I have an absolutely ridiculous amount of momentum.
Wait, I have not put anyone over.
That's
And
true.
your parents are sitting next to mine.
I've already been put over though.
Oh crap, you have.
Yeah. But I do have 8 momentum.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Can I spend 8 momentum on a single roll?
You certainly
Yes.
may. It's yours.
Then I'm going to do it. I'm going to bump my snake eyes up to a 10. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
There's this moment where the crowd is sort of confused.
Mm.
And then you're looking over there. Your mother has kind of started crying a little. You can see this sort of pride as your father goes, "Kick his butt, sweetie!" And the crowd just erupts. as you gain an audience.
Wow, that's my first audience I've ever got. Amazing.
What a good time to grab it.
Yeah.
I will rip the microphone out of your hand. Oh, so we're talking now, are we? This is what we're doing? I thought we were having a wrestling match. You say I do not respect my daughter. You say I do not value her judgment. My daughter is perfect. This is what you don't understand. My daughter is the paragon of perfection. My daughter can achieve anything in this life. It's not I who put it. Actually, no, it is I who've put her in a cage. But only she can step out of it. So, is this what we're doing now? Has this because suddenly become Money Talks again? Should we get a therapist out here? Do we have Dr. Phil back there? No, we have a different doctor, don't we? And I'll point to the doctor down at the announcer booth. Doctor, how do you think we should proceed?
I prescribe 150 cc's of kicking her ass.
And as she turns back from actually looking down there, I will smack her in the face.
I am not sure Dr. Donna Destruction actually has a medical license.
So I think.
Oh my God, this is good.
Is that breaking kayfabe or is that?
Yeah, I think we could go with that.
That's a pity because I'm on -2 for real. Okay, so that would be a 6, but I will put that up to a 10 as well.
Woo! All right. Again, the audience is wondering. You know, they were sort of going with all the conversation, and then suddenly a wrestling match broke out, and as you're pounding on, you know, and all this going on up in the cage, we begin to hear the violin playing of the it's off knock
music. Yeah.
Yes. Playing, and it's, you know, kind of just filling the auditorium. Murray has come into the two of you and said, "It's time to wrap it." And he looks like he's actually affected by this. Normally, Murray doesn't seem to give two shits what y'all do in the ring. But he looks a little... And I'm going to give you, Monet, who's booked to win this match?
Candy is booked to win this match.
And so, as you get this hit, Candy, Murray says, "Take us home."
And I think I look up at Becca in that cage. I look at Randy, like, what do I do? What do I do here? Like,
do the work. Do the work.
Yeah, I think I just like, and there's almost like a really heavy pregnant pause where the crowd is like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like, it's just kind of stopped.
And as the music sings out over the silent crowd, I will start the Monet laugh. I will hold my hand up to Princess, leaving me totally exposed.
And I'm like, I think I back away from you, and I'm like, no, I can't take that. And I call it. It's my new finishing move that I've sort of put together. which is the Candy Crusher.
Ah,
And I call it. And it's I sort of bounce off of the ropes. And I do. I'm like, this one's for you, Mum. Sort of run and do like a kind of forward somersault over your head. And as I go over, I catch you in like this DDT and bang, spike your head into the ground and land like on my feet like that. And go, Candy Crush!
I love it. Let's roll the finisher. You have no putover to get, and I believe you're out of momentum.
That's right. I don't actually have a finishing move.
What is the young one?
No.
How strange.
Yeah.
No, the young one doesn't actually rely on winning. It's all about actually building up heat with people. So they don't have a finishing move.
Well, then that might work out pretty well for you, since you had a very dangerous chance with that finishing move. So instead, I think you just get the win. And so you drop down 1, 2, 3. Crowd goes wild. The cage drops down into the ring. And the key is handed to you, Monet. I think for right now, we've got you laid out for a sec.
Yeah, definitely.
And you given the key, Candy.
Mm-hmm.
You open up the cage.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna open it up and say,
Oh, and you've also been handed her contract. You got the key and her contract.
Princess, I'm setting you free from being under the dominant, relentless, and tyrannical control of your evil father.
And she will look at you, and she moves up, and she hugs you, and she whispers in your ear, Candy, thank you. Brace yourself. As she steps back and wallops you in the head with her violin.
I've had more students than just Candy at the School of Hard Knocks. Show her the way, princess.
Yeah, and I like sell it so bad, so big, like whoa, like completely like stagger out like backwards over the top rope, like whoa.
Oh, and I think that sounds like match to me.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Whoo! That was a hell of a match, gents. Oh, all right. We're going to be hitting our final match of the night. Which is this tag team match. Eva Destruction and Dr. Donna Destruction going up against Danger Dan and Sex Bomb. Danger Dan, I don't think you've had a chance for a promo. Would you like to get one in?
Sure. And I think Danger Dan's promo is just saying, yeah, I've worked in this business longer than anyone else in this ring, except, Sex Bomb. I mean, she's put in her time. But, yeah, I've been here for years. I've trained some of them. I've even trained Candy Rocks, who you saw, do an awesome Hurricane Raw. I mean, no one else could pull it off like her, partly because of my tutelage. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Candy. I don't mean to credit steal. But I've waited and waited for my chance, and finally, I have had a moment to prove myself that I can be, the wrestler you all come to see, and not the guy who loses every match, putting over these people, see in front of you. It's my turn to actually break out, and between me and Zexbomb, we are going to wipe the floor with these Doctors of Destruction. And I think that I'm breaking kayfabe a little as I'm pointing out that I've been a jobber all along.
Okay. Do you think you're wanting to do a break of kayfabe? Or do you think you're doing the promo maybe with real?
Yeah, I think it's a promo with real. Because, that went a little real.
Okay. I like that. Why don't you roll it up?
My real is not great, but it is better than my look, so. Ha! That's a 5.
Any momentum you want to spend?
Oh, I do have some momentum. I will spend all my momentum to make it a 7.
Good show. All right, taking it up to a 7. You could get a momentum back. You could get a heat. You could add a stipulation. I don't really think we can book a new match, but
I'll just take momentum back. Because having 0 is not great going into a match.
good job. And this promo, as it comes up after this emotional stuff, this audience is kind of into all of this drama that's going on. And so they're like, yeah, Dan, woo! And so we get our entrances. I think coming in first is going to be the Destruction Duo. Sex Bomb kind of gets to get the top end on this. So, Donna, what's it look like as y'all come in?
There is a new intro song, Baby's on Fire by D. Ontward. And as the bomb hits, Kid A, well, what was Kid A? He's now Nurse Wretched, is bringing us out on the Monet carriage. Just looks broken and Igor-ish, just, and there's this huge, and Dr. Dawn's like doing calculations by this cage. It still has the cover over it. And she gets to the ring, and it's like, I think it's time. I mean, Tennessee's great with many things. Volunteer efforts, soybean production for the vegans, tobacco production for bad lungs, 48th in the country for mental health progress, 48th in the country for schools. All it took you to bump up a notch was Louisiana to be hit by a hurricane. Beautiful, isn't it? Cheap heat.
Absolutely.
Like, and now something to blow your simple minds. This is Eva Destruction. As I reveal it, this is what Maya looks like now. And she has this book called
Awesome.
like Wrestling for Demons. It's like, you think I made a monster? You think I'm that simple? No, Dr. Frankenstein was the real monster, and I summoned a demon.
Shit, I was trying to share your post, but I couldn't find it again. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so good.
Think I'm working it's like the Eva Destruction like bursts out. It's destructible. The cage bars go everywhere. She stomps up to the ring. I
agree. Yeah. Roll it up, and I will screen share that now. Here we go. There we go. Everybody can see. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
So that is an 8. I will take what would be 2 momentum cause of my hit the streets. So I am only at 10 momentum. This is going to be fine.
Oof. I think you should be pretty good. Wow. All right. So the 2 of you are in. And we get the hit intro. Danger Dan, do you think you're coming out with Sex Bomb, or are you coming out separately?
Probably with Sex Bomb, because I don't think I have established entrance music, and I'm sure Sex Bombs is awesome. So rather than try to figure out a track for me, they just went, you can have Sex Bombs too. Why not?
All right. We get They Might Be Giants, SEXXY start playing across the loudspeakers. We've got pictures of you and Sex Bomb popping up on the screen. A lot of them with like the heart cut out of them. Y'all looking tough. As she comes down, she's wearing the, just kind of push up bra set. She's got on her super tights on. What you dressed in for this, Danger Dan? And Yeah,
Sorry,
and I'm going to say that during this time, you've had the opportunity for the sensei move to have gone off.
Ooh,
You have
oh my
picked up
goodness.
one more look as a sex bomb with a 3 has given you that. You need to lower one of your things, however, in place of it.
I think I'm investing in look over at the cost of real, so my real has gone down a bit.
All right.
And sorry, I'm busy dying at Gerwin's suggestion that I come out dressed in oil. I think that I come out dressed in my regular uniform, except not quite, because when I flex and like burst out of the shirt, and oh my goodness, he's so buff, and the
Got the
tattoo is
Velcro.
also include his chest. Yeah, it was made to be busted. And,
Awesome.
yeah, I will be in the wrestling like Speedo kind of thing because raw, I'm so tough, but still work boots because I'm the working man.
I love it. The crowd cheering y'all up. This is definitely heel versus face. The announcer, here we are. The forces of destruction, Eva Destruction, and Dr. Donna Destruction versus Sex Bomb and Danger Dan. And Bing Bing as Donna. They're coming in last. You've got the control. Who's going to start off the match for you guys?
Dr. Donna, of course. My creation has to see how it's done. It's a learning experience.
And Danger Dan, who's starting off for you guys?
I mean, if we're starting with the most experience, then clearly Sex Bomb needs to take out Donna, and I can deal with the creation. But I am going to say that, like Gerwood said in the chat, there's totally a fake tattoo with Dan right where it was on his fake uniform.
Love it. All right, so you've got the control there, Dr. D, and Sex Bomb coming in. What you do?
Yeah, there's this. I think Nurse Wretched is running off backstage to fetch some props, and Sex Bomb comes for Donna, like reels out like this sort of diva-ish slap. Sex Bomb and Donna does the head turn, then the slow, and reaches out and like, you want to play like a harlot? Grabs her hair, starts pulling on it, then like throws her down the ring. Starts walking around, gets down, flips her over, gets into like this crab lock, holds her for a bit, like waving at the audience. Then like turns around, like pushes her away. Then just does like an elbow drop to seal that deal.
Excellent. You think you're working the audience, did you say? Or are we going for a wrestling move?
This is wrestling.
All righty. What you think? Look or
I've rolled a lot of look. I think this is actually trying to be technical.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, that's a 9. Even with -1. I will push that up with the momentum.
You have plenty.
Yeah, and
so you can maintain control. You can pick up 2 more momentum or gain a heat with Sex Bomb.
Do I want? I think what I'm going to have to. I'm not going to end this with much heat, so I'm going to take the momentum again.
Okay.
Retain control. Elbow drop goes off. Sex Bomb just reeling, showing around, and I walk down to the bottom, like pick off Sex Bomb's high-heeled shoes, look at them, throw them out of the ring, and Sex Bomb's like getting up, and like I start pushing her back towards Eva. Eva reaches out, does the heel thing of grabbing her, and Nurse Wretched comes in, and there's these fake clear defibrillators. And and they're set to just make a whole lot of sparks, not actually do anything, but it's like, well, we see you have a big chest, let's see if you have a big heart. Clear. Hardcore.
Awesome. And I think, Candy, I'm going to put you on the table because I think of everybody here, you're the only one who hasn't done any announcing. So you could be you or you could be an announcer.
Candy's going to come down. Yeah.
Excellent. All righty. And so there you are at the table. That sounds like look to me, but it could be you're going hardcore violence.
That's hardcore violence. I rolled a 5. I will spend 5 of my 11 momentum to boost that to a 10.
All right. The crowd is going crazy.
Yeah, I'll take the +1 audience from that.
And you get to pick one.
I'll take 2 momentum back as...
Ooh, you're a momentum machine.
Yeah, as Sex Bomb, sells it in. Then I'll just stand over and look like, maybe you should retire. Send in the new one. And let her crawl out and tag for Danger Dan. And I think it's time for Dan to show me what he can do. So I'll pass control.
All right, she moves over to you, Dan, and as she pulls herself up, reaching for you. You take the tag, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I definitely take the tag. I'm not a heel who would avoid a tag.
And as you do, she gets up close to you and she plants a big old kiss on you. And the audience goes nuts as she's clutch. She points back towards them. Get him, Dan! She's definitely playing up a little bit of the my hero thing.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna launch in over the top rope because that's unnecessarily showy, just kind of flipping myself into the ring and go after Candy Rocks. Not Candy Rocks. Candy Rocks isn't in the ring. Go after Dr. Destruction. I'm sorry,
just
Candy,
diving over that table. Wham, wham.
I know people's names. I've picked it's actually, I think, flipping myself over the rope, I'm gonna go for just a straight missile drop kick on Donna Destruction.
So maybe do the flip
I've got
up,
the
get
momentum.
your feet on the top rope and missile drop
Yeah.
kick? Yeah.
Go super flippy to be do.
That sounds technical.
Yeah, I'm super technical.
All right, roll some work.
Which is good because that makes it a 9.
Gonna spend a momentum or no?
I think I'll save my momentum for...
I won't. I will spend momentum with Carry These Kids. That's a 10.
Excellent.
Sweet.
That's the way to make it look good.
Yeah.
All right.
Donna knows to sell this super hard.
Yeah. So that'll give you... you pick one, either momentum or heat. You're going to keep control. And while you're deciding, Dr. Donna, how do you sell this thing?
I she's walking back to the ring, sort of sneering at Sex Bomb. She turns around, Eva makes some kind of noise, and she turns around. I think that's sort of the thing with Eva. She's good when she's not actually speaking. When she can just be guttural and grunty, it's good. And then she turns around, sort of that reaction, groundhog, just at the right moment for the missile drop kick to hit her. And it's that stunned, oh! And this is the heel. She insulted our school system. Go down!
Excellent. All right. What'd you choose, momentum or heat?
I took the momentum because I already have 4 heat with
Perfect.
Donna.
All right. You've still got control, Danger Dan. You have knocked down Dr. Destruction. What you doing? There's a lot of D's in this.
There are so many D's in this. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm
Sex Bomb definitely has double D's.
Yeah, I was trying not to make that joke,
Yes,
but I'm
same
glad someone
here.
beat me to it.
He's my character.
I'm gonna go straight into a figure 4 lock, because again, that's hard to do. It's showy, and I am trying to show off my technical prowess. I'm gonna take Dr. Donna out right at the start. I'm sure I won't actually. But...
All right, so you're going for the submission in the middle of the ring. You lock in that figure 4, arching it up. Donna, you selling the pain?
I'm like an Avon lady.
Oh, I love it. Okay, that again sounds like work you're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that management have finally put their faith in Danger Dan. You know, I was trained by him in the Gauntlet dojo, and I just can't wait for you people to see what he's actually got. He's been hiding his light under a bushel for too long, and you're finally going to see what he can unleash.
You could see Dan's heart grow 3 sizes that day, basically. He's so flattered. That was a 13.
Whoa! And Randy's like, I'm telling you, this is old style wrestling. We're seeing real mat wrestling here out of Danger Dan. You retain control, and you could get 2 more momentum.
Yeah, I've got so many momentum now.
All of a sudden,
I'm doing my best Donna impression.
All right, you're still in that figure 4. Are you going to transition something out of it?
Yeah, I think knowing that taking Donna out now would be kind of disappointing to the audience, I let Donna kind of break out of this hold and sneak away, and I
do that turnover counter, maybe? You know, if you turn over a figure 4, that counters it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm like, oh no, the pain. Oh no, it's so awful. As I then break out entirely, I think, because I'm not gonna let my own luck be used against me. I'm Danger Dan. And oh no, actually I think I reached for one of the ropes because, you know, you gotta let go if it's on a rope because that's unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the rules, I've been here forever. And as she has to release, I climb back up those ropes because I'm going to go for another jump thing because I am showy and ridiculous. And I'm just going to do an elbow drop while she's still on the ground, having released.
I have been nice. I've got to be a heel, though. I'm spending 2 momentum to interrupt this.
Do it.
As he crawls on the top rope, Eva Destruction grabs his head and jumps over the top rope and bulldogs him into the mat. As Dr. Donna reaches out, taps her hand, kill, and walks out of the ring.
Excellent. Why don't we roll a hot tag on that?
Oh, I spent the interrupt to do that, I think.
Oh, you could interrupt. Sorry. And I think you only had to use 1, right?
No, Mr. Monet only has to use 1 when he uses his belligerent, so I have to use 2.
No, you're not using the heel move here. You're actually using...
Oh, that's interrupt is just 1.
Right.
It's the shoot fighter that makes you have to spend more to interrupt.
That's correct, yes.
So you spent your 1, you tag Eva, and of course, right now, Danger Dan, you're down on the mat, and we get Eva coming in, and she's going to do a bounce off the ropes and going to come in and just do this big elbow to your back and jump back up, go to the other rope, to the 3rd rope, boom, and then going to get over, pull you up by the hair. Look around the crowd, and big DDT right in the center of the ring.
And I'm at my getting my breath. Nurse Wretched hands me the paper, and I'm just taking notes on her performance. Good.
She's going to,
and I'm selling this as hard as I can because that's what I'm best at.
And sadly, she actually hits pretty hard. She's not great at pulling, and so she goes over to the corner, climbs to the top rope, and she is going to do a big leapfrog splash onto your back, leaping across. And as she comes across, Sex Bomb is going to reach through the ropes, grab your legs, and pull you out of the way. Eva lands hard in the center, rolled from the
one of the rare times the heel says, "Ref!"
As you've got control back, Danger Dan.
Well, I think Danger Dan is going to take this as a tag and just officially tag out to Sex Bomb and let her jump into the ring as he rolls out of the ring.
All right. Sex Bomb is going to pull up Eva. I'm not going to have a couple of MPWs wrestle for long, but she's going to sling her into the corner, and she's going to bring out her signature move, which is the torpedo splash, which is where she runs from the other turnbuckle, coming in, and her large assets smashing right into her face. And then while she's in there, she goes with them and steps back. Eva's and she's going to take her. You know, Eva does the fall, and she's going to pick her up, swing her back over into the turnbuckle with you there. Dr. Destruction, you have the chance to do a slap tag if you want.
We're almost at 10 minutes till. I was wondering, would you say who's going to win?
Yeah, because I was fixing to give us our big Murray, give us our wrap, which set to win is Sex Bomb and Danger Dan.
Yeah, I think, okay, I want to set this up good then. So yeah, she puts the monster in, and that's when Nurse Wretched has brought out an IV bag, and I just slap that bag and the stick against Sex Bomb, and like, here, it'll go with your walker, bitch. And just throw it down on top of her, get Eve out, like I'm taking care of her. And Dan has to run in and like take care of her, but I'm walking back in. But I'm not surprising it. He sees my reflection in Sex Bomb's pleading eyes and turns around and grabs my fist as I'm about to punch him. And he's like, you wanted hardcore. And just pulls me down. And I want to know what Danger Dan's finisher is.
I think that's a real good question, because Danger Dan has never before finished a match. So...
You do have a finisher as the jobber, don't you?
My finisher is putting people over by selling their finisher.
All right, so...
When you're booked to win, you get to choose the finisher from a different playbook.
Yeah, when I'm booked to win. If I took the jobber to the stars move, which I didn't, but I'll assume that we're pretending I did.
Well, or you could set up Sex Bomb to get the actual win. Or you're in a tag.
True.
So you could think of some really cool kind of double team thing that finishes this off if you wanted.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more me. I'm going to, do like just fairly straightforward. Like I see it, Dr. Donna coming, and no, I break in and do grab her a DDT sort of thing, and then immediately tag Sex Bomb and roll out of the ring so Sex Bomb can do her finisher, which is super rad and has a name, and take the credit for this match because she deserves higher booking than me. She's great, and she really needs to make it up to the main roster.
Can I, as you're tagging her and you're planning to move out, she looks at you and she's like, "No, Dan, with me." And so as you're she pulls you back and she gets up on that top rope. You know her normal finisher is the bombs away, which is where she does this sort of senton bomb off the top. But she pulls you over there and she's like, "Give me some lift." And as she moves up, you get underneath her feet and lift her an extra 5 feet up. As she does that double flip back to land. And Donna, this is a pro. You barely feel it. I mean, she lands it so pretty that you barely feel it. As she drops it down. The crowd is going wild. Do you have a role, Ryan, when you do your helping someone finish?
I do. Where did I put that sheet? I do.
Yeah, I don't have the jobber sheet up, so you'll have to look.
It's 2d6.
Here we go.
With nothing.
It's on the character sheet.
Yeah, I just lost track of where I put that thing.
Oh, there you are.
Oh yeah, do the job. It's right on the character keeper. Super handy. Like I knew I was gonna look for it. That is a 7, but I have a gob of momentum now, so I'm going to buy that up to a 10.
I will do that as my last part of this.
You're gonna bump it?
Yes, with all of my momentum.
Sweet.
And I want to hear from the table. Candy, what do you say as this lands?
Yeah, I'm like, finally the moment has come when Danger Dan can rise out of the shadows and claim his place on the real roster with the rest of the team, go Dan, Danger Dan, and I start this chant up that the crowd is gonna be like, Danger Dan, Danger Dan.
Yeah, I think like the last thing is when like Sex Bomb does that. She lifts up and she lifts Dr. Destruction's face up. It's like, it's Danger Dan. Remember the name, and just throws her head down on the mat.
All right, you got a 10, Ryan. What does that give you?
It means I make them look great, and they gain +1 audience. So I really put Sex Bomb over with this.
Oh, the crowd goes nuts. And we get kind of, as you and Sex Bomb with your hands up, raised in victory, crowd cheering as we kind of camera goes into that sharp focus of just the two of you. Dan, what's your face look like there? What is our last image of Danger Dan in the ring?
He looks triumphant and happy in a way that, I mean, Candy on commentary has really only seen him in the dojo before. Like, he belongs here and this is his moment.
Oh. And the spotlight closes. I'd like for us to do a round of epilogues coming out of this moment. Feel free if you want to ask somebody to, what they think or if interact with them.
Okay.
Would you like to go, Gerwin?
Yes, I'd like to start.
All right.
So when Dr. Donna Destruction is lost, Monet runs down to the ring and pulls her and Eva Destruction out, and is arguing with the ref, is threatening the ref, is threatening the audience, and I think they're backing up to the top of the ramp, and we get the entire Monet Manor group there. So there's Monet, there's Donna Destruction, Dr. Donna Destruction, there's Nurse Ratchet, there's Eva Destruction. There are 2 young girls in the same sort of outfits that Princess wears. But the question is, does Princess join them on stage?
I think so.
And if Princess joins, I think she Doctors Donna's just holding herself, looking really bad. But Princess has this fancy Texas calculator instrument thing. We got the information we needed, Doctor. Daddy.
I'm guessing your 2 little girls are dressed in the same creepy twin almost look.
Oh yes, but they're in identical outfits to what Princess wears as well. So it's the sailor school uniform.
I imagine your ex-wife is livid.
Oh yes.
I love it. Oh, that's fantastic.
And they both go up on the shoulders as we're screaming abuse to the crowd. But it's now PG-rated abuse rather than the R-rated stuff from earlier.
Excellent.
I think that's the last we see of Mr. Monet tonight.
Beautiful. Candy, want to bring us something out for the end of Candy?
Yeah, I think it's like after the show. It's kind of quite late night. It's it's gone midnight in the Dash Diner. And yeah, in the same booth that Danger Dan and I were in, this the sort of open top Cadillac thing, whatever. And I'm in there with my mum and my dad, and yeah, and my dad's sitting next to her, and I'm like, "What, you really want to learn some wrestling moves?" Well, I'll start you with the basics, Dad, okay? Because this is what you call a chin lock, and I get my dad like that, and I'm like, ugh. And my dad starts really selling it, oh, and everybody's laughing, and yeah, and we'll just fade it from there.
Oh, that is fantastic. Danger Dan, what do we see for our epilogue for you?
I think we see Danger Dan on his phone, probably at one of those diners, but kind of stepped away from the table or something, saying, I know, but I mean, I can take as long as I want to finish that degree, and I really love the work here. I love the people. I don't want to say goodbye to them. And I mean, Pam went to so much trouble to put me over. I think I could maybe join the main roster. I mean, I don't want to give this up. I'm so good at it. And you could sort of hear blah, 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 blah in the background. It's like, I know, but, just explain it to Mom for me, please, would you? Thanks, Maggie. Love you. And hang up before she can argue anymore.
Oh, I love it. And Dr. D.
I would like Candy and Mr. Monet, or Candace and Reggie in mine, if that's okay. I think this is like late night. It's in her it's in her hotel room, and they come in, and I think they come in because like they hear like some crying, and she's just she's looking at, and she's smiling, and she smiles like, I'm glad, guys, I'm glad you're here. My parents brought my girlfriend with them today, and I have she was really shocked to see my gimmick. She knew I wrestled. She didn't know I was as hardcore as I am. And we've come to an agreement. I don't get in the ring as much as I used to, and I've talked to Behemoth about that. And I stay on. And I don't know if this is going to be a card event yet, and she reveals her hand, and there's an engagement ring on it. And I'm spending my last advance, since it's my third, to become the manager.
Oh, fantastic. And as we see these scenes end, we get our roll credits. And at the end of the credits, we see Wolf Backhouse in a room, and he's talking to somebody. He's like, I'm telling you, I think this Monet angle is going to be hot. I'm telling you, we're bringing that Monet Manor, I think they're calling it. Bring them all in. Be an invasion angle. It's going to work. I really think that it's going to sell. You can even go a little with the supernatural. We always like a little supernatural here, right? You hear kind of a non-committal grunt. I'll get in touch with them. They're going to be dynamite. And I'm telling you, Bomber has really worked with this guy. I think he could do something. These shows, they've made money. They're all over the web. Robbie says that they're getting nearly as much hits as some of the main roster. I think it'll be good. And we shift camera to Jeffrey Bleakwood as he looks up and says, Bomber's done. She's over the hill. That Danger Dan, though's hot. Bring him in. Let Bomb hang around for a few episodes. We'll work her out. She can do management work for him till we get him over. Wolf says, all right. And how about Candy?
Ooh, can I just stop there?
Yeah.
I got my third advancement there.
All right.
So when you get 3 advancements as the young one, you get to choose a proper gimmick. So I'm gonna move up and become the golden boy, I think.
Excellent. So that will inform as Jeffrey Bleakwood looks up and says, I've got plans for her. Oh, yeah. I've got plans. And that's where we will end GLW-Road Shows. I hope y'all enjoyed that. We are at 5:30. I thought y'all were amazing. Anyone who has to go, we are at time. If folks would like to do a quick Roses and Thorns, anyone who wishes to stay maybe could do that. Everybody up for it? Anybody need to cut? I completely understand if you do. Well, if folks are willing to do that, let's start with Thorns. I do Wishes and Stars in the middle of things. Roses and Thorns is a little more, Thorns are a little more critique-wise. They're a little more critical. And please feel free. I have been thorned by the roughest. I've been thorned by Rich Rogers, and it doesn't get much more pointed than when Rich will thorn you. So I can take it. But thorns are things that you thought might have gone better for me, as I ran it, things in the game, in the road show, supplement, or in WWW itself, we do not thorn our fellow players. We just don't do that. But a thorn is something that, you know, this wasn't quite as the way I wish it had gone or liked it, or, you know, that sort of thing. I'm going to start over with you, Ferret, if you don't mind. Any thorns for our gameplay in these 4 sessions?
Besides forgetting some of like the starting things every now and again, or being kind of iffy with that, no. I was over the top 3 out of 4 games. This was awesome.
Excellent then. Garwin, any thorns?
As much as I love the foreigner gimmick, I'm not sure it's the most balanced one. When I started, the highest stat I had was a 1. I was on 100 -2. That made it very difficult to actually get. And
did you not have a 1 to pick up in there? Was it
that was including the 1 to pick up? That's why I didn't start on 000 -2.
Damn, yeah, that's pretty rough.
Sorry, that's why I didn't start on -1, -2, 0, 1.
There is a fan-made The Rich, I believe is what it's called, which is a $1 Million Man playbook. I could share that with you at some point.
Having said that, one of the things that the foreigner gets is effectively a manager, a valet at start. Now, the valet class normally starts with a +2 in luck and traditionally does the promos. So I don't know if that's supposed to balance it out, but it's one of these mechanics that's not really very clear in terms of how the book's written. Certainly when I've played it previously, that's how we played it, but it didn't make sense for this character. Having said that, again, I want more time to play this. The main thorn I have is, and this isn't a thorn in any way, shape, or form, I have enjoyed this so much, and actually ending the story. I want to see what happens to these people going forward.
I can hear that. I can definitely hear that. And again, there's a lot of Gauntlet League wrestling out there. You know, perhaps we'll hear more of these characters. But I hear you. Any other thorns? Any other things you want to mention?
Not really. I pretty much covered everything. I have to admit, I'm glad I didn't actually go on and do anything with the whole medication thing. Thinking about it back now, I think that was probably a mistake to actually introduce that in the session. So that's not so much a thorn. That was a misjudgment on myself of trying to get too much in and top load it.
I mean, didn't feel like a mistake to me at all. I thought it added a real kind of an extra kind of facet to the character, to Reggie. You know?
Felt like it even added a facet to Proctor, Donna.
Yeah, and the fact that it wasn't made a big thing of. It's just it's just kind of the way that he has to kind of like one of the coping mechanisms he uses to deal with his life. I thought it worked perfectly.
Oh, there was one thing that I do have a thorn of. I didn't get to actually show why Reggie can never get Dan's name right.
I was waiting for that, and I was so curious.
Reggie's partner when he was driving for the army was Daniel.
Aww.
And so killed in an ambush, and that's why he refused to use Dan's name.
Aww.
In fact, the only time it really came up was the session where you weren't here, and he had those night terrors, and he was saying, "No, Dan, no."
That's right.
I didn't watch that one. Oh no, I had no clue as Dan.
Oh,
I love /hate that.
Oh, that's neat. Nice little insight. Cool. Thank you very much, Garen. Paul, any thorns?
The only thorn I'd say was which is kind of like almost like a side effect of what I say is a rose. Is I loved the difference between the road stuff, like the real stuff, and the in-ring action. But I don't think 3 hours is enough to get a satisfying amount of both sides of that. So I think if you're running it again, I think you'd need the 4 hours to get like a satisfying kind of blend without sacrificing a bit off of one or the other. That's the only thing I'd say.
I like hearing that. I had asked at the end of our last session to Greg pretty much that same question, and he had said, 3 hours seems to be able to encapsulate it. I'll say it might need a 4 slot to kind of give enough breath to both of them. And I don't mind running a 4 slot. It's just I've gotten so much in the habit of 3. But thank you. That's a well-placed thorn.
Yeah, I think 3 is fine if you're just doing the wrestling. But when you've got like 5 characters and you're all wanting like kind of road scenes as well, I think that pushes it a little bit.
Thank you. I hear you. That's really good thorn. Ryan, any thorns?
I mean, I'll sort of echo the non-thorn of I wish there was more time. Like, we had really satisfying endings for everyone, but I want to see what happens to them going on. Like, I want to see Candy sweep the Gauntlet League Wrestling main roster or something and just be awesome. She's programmed to be awesome. And I want to see Mr. Monet, like, get a hug. He needs to be okay. He needs some therapy. I love that guy. But also, as I said before, I am like legit upset that I can't go watch actual wrestling and have Monet Talks in the middle of it because I want to see that show so bad. It sounds awesome. It's my favorite heel. Overall, awesome. Yeah, I want more of this, which is I feel like the best thorn to have for a game.
I hear you, and yeah, if it's a thorn of I left wanting more, that's a pretty good thorn to have. Thank you.
I think that 4-hour sessions might have suited it better. I'll agree on that, but I was not unhappy with what we had. It was rad.
Cool. My thorns, I think I'm going to echo that maybe it needs a little more time to be able to do its full thing. I almost think even 30 more minutes might do it. Because it always, I felt like we got everything in today. I ended 2 minutes over, which I'm pretty pleased with. I think we got everything in 2 minutes. I'm not too upset about. There were some others like that first one. I flat out just did not do that time well. And part of it was, like I say, I was having so much fun. I kept looking at my clock and thinking I had another hour. I was legitimately thinking, and it was 10 after we were supposed to stop. And I was like, oh shit, that's not, I'm wrong. That is not what we're at. So I felt like I learned along the way, but a thorn to me for it took me learning to get that time in, and maybe 30 more minutes would have let it breathe a little more. There aren't many thorns I have for WWW itself. I think it's a well-made game. There is an inequality of playbooks. There are some, I think, that have moves that just are really huge, and then there's some whole playbooks that are kind of But at the same time, that's a little like being a wrestler. And, it has that wonderful mechanic of changing your playbook. But there is an imbalance there. And that's a thorn worth mentioning, that does happen. On the road show stuff, I really like it. If there's any thorn I have, I'm hard pressed to get it. The only thing I would like is the kind of catch-all move that it has. It would be nice if that was expanded a little more. That I think, and that's a minor thorn because I like a lot of everything it did. But if that was expanded a little more, that would be kind of cool. Other than that, I don't think I have very many thorns. I felt, other than time, I felt like it ran pretty good. I liked the division of road to wrestling. So there's my thorns. I'm going to start back with you, Ryan, for roses.
I mean, I loved so many things about this. I'll say that when I first read the Jobber playbook, I went, why would anyone play that? And then I went, wait a second, I've got to play that. And I had so much fun. I would recommend it to people. It was rad. I loved it. And everybody was so great. I mean, Rose to Tyler for being a great GM, creative, whatever, again, and being a fan of wrestling, which makes it easy for me to go like, I don't know what I'm about, but I know you know the move I'm trying to do, so just where you're not narrating for me, but you're sort of helping me figure out what it is that I'm trying to say in a night. It's a good balance. It's a tough balance to hit, and you do it well. And everybody was super fun to play off of. I mean, general rose to everybody. I mean, my previous Thorn was also sort of a rose for Gerwin, that I love Mr. Monet so much that I want to see him as an actual wrestler. I can't believe he's not an actual wrestler. Why can't I go watch Monet Talks? I was screaming a lot in the chat, so just take that as my giant rose to everybody.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Paul, roses.
Yeah, a special rose to Gerwin for Mr. Monet for that. That was one of my favourite parts of the game. The entire game was those sort of backstage moments between Reggie and Candice. Such a lovely sort of contrast, you know, between the ridiculous like violence and aggression and feud they had in the ring, and then this really tender kind of almost like found family kind of thing that was shared. And that, like the bit at the end with the whole the blurring of where the line was, because like that, you know, they kind of were arguing over Becca and stuff, and then that translated into the ring, and it was, yeah, I loved it. I loved the fact that even as a player, I was kind of getting confused. Like, is this what Candice wants, or is this what like Candy wants? You know, it's, yeah, loved it. Great stuff.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Gerwin, roses.
Oh, so many to go around. So I have a veritable bouquet of them to give out. Ryan, oh my God, I wish I had more time to. I mentioned that my Thorn was not enough time, and part of that is I wanted to spend time out with Dan. I wanted to actually spend that time where we could interact off screen and do things, and I so wanted to do a run in that last match, but I knew if I knew if I did, I'd be robbing you at that moment and robbing Dan at that moment, and that just wouldn't have been the right thing to do. And yeah, I can never do that properly. Is it like that? Yeah.
Mine's a heart potato, so I mean, whatever.
Well, potato is a major export of my home county, so Ferret, a lovely colleague in villainy. I love how Donna, how the Proctor changed to Donna and the actual metamorphosis that actually happened in that. I love how you can actually take effectively the same character and go from, oh, go to school and everything's good, and oh, now I'm evil. More cackling is all I'd say. Every villain needs good cackle, and I'll be right there cackling. I would be right there cackling along beside you. The manner of Monet will live on in my heart, if nowhere else. And Paul, highlight of the game. You're quite right. The scenes where we spent out of the ring were probably my favorite part of the game. That scene that we had tonight, where it was the back and forth. Oh, I made a joke that it's like playing Passion de Passons, and yeah, I've said all along that this sort of thing, this investment, is something I've been looking for in worldwide wrestling, and this season has delivered, and you're primarily to blame for that. Sorry, you're primarily to blame. I know I'm going to say to blame for that. And Tyler, oh wow, what I just said, repeat it and put it to you. That scene tonight in the amusement park. Oh, I was in chills. I was actually shaking at points. thank you for this. This has been absolutely wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Ferret, Roses.
Yes. Oh, everyone has been so good in this. Dan, you were like, you started out as a perfect jobber, as like this no-name, perfect loser, born to be a loser, and like elevated that. Like, it reminded me of the Toy Story thing of it's not flying, it's falling with style. And Candy, if I had stayed Proctor, we would have had to have kept the School of Hard Knocks going to keep these people together, but it is her entire, and like every time, like Mr. Monet is like, "What do you want to do?" Or like, "When are you going to do something backstage?" Like, Mr. Monet and Candy, this is so good. Get together, do something. Mr. Monet, they say the heels carry the promotion, and Mr. Monet carry. This may have been a poor promotion, but it is in the top 1% of promotions in my heart, and that is because of Mr. Monet and his Monet buck inflation, and accepting me into the manner of Monet is perfect. I love it. And Tyler, this game was so good. It's like, as I put in like the chat days, like, I did not expect to cry at WWW. This is not what I came here for, but I am here for it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. My roses, of course, roses across the board for what we all put into it. Roses to Greg and to Lou, who came in and made really amazing characters. Both of them, Lou for his one session, extremely powerful in that moment. Big Texas, oh my Lord, Big Texas on that bull. Just, I think that's the funniest thing ever. Ferret, the way you transitioned into a heel was immaculate. I mean, it made perfect sense for the character. You played the heel really nicely. That was an interesting heel, you know, because sometimes people take a heel and it becomes ridiculous. This was perfect, and there is so much more I could see out of Dawn of Destruction. I mean, that's just a character with legs. Yeah, just everything that you did with that character through this whole arc was primo, including, you know, the off the road stuff was always on point. It was just so nicely done. Loved that character. Loved your play so much. Paul, I loved that you came in with so much of the emotion off the road, and it brought everything together. You were so generous to every person you worked with. And that was tremendous. There was a real person in Candy, and that's hard to achieve in what can kind of be a silly game. And you brought it every time you were on camera. And of course, you know, going along with that is you have a really good wrestling knowledge. You do a good job of making phenomenal wrestling matches. So, I mean, it was just a complete package. You knocked it out of the park, and it was good to see a young one played. I just all around magnificent. Huge roast to you. Garwin, everybody's talking about Monet, and I don't blame them. Primo way of handling that character as a heel. Primo way of having a wrestling persona. He was magnificent as a wrestling persona. But that stuff outside the ring was, I mean, that was the secret sauce. That was really great. I'm so glad just the choice of having Princess drove so much of our drama for this whole arc, this whole set of series. And it was a brilliant idea. Every choice you made with what Reggie was like and comparing that to Monet was brilliant. I mean, it was top notch. And there's something special about that House of Monet villain stable. I mean, that could be a real wrestling. I mean, that would be stellar TV to watch the House of the Monet Manor as it invaded some promotion. That would be amazing. Had elements of like the House of Humperdinck from back in the day, of the just wild insanity of its leader. There was just so much that, I'll tell you honestly, I like Monet better than I like the $1 Million Man. I thought that was a better put together character than Ted DiBiase. And Ryan, I waited to last because I think that the art for Danger Dan was beautiful. It was so neat because I didn't know where it was going to go. I wanted to just leave out things to give you your chances. And I didn't know if it would be you turn away from this and look for your dream of accountancy, or if this would really bite. And to see Danger Dan get the bug, and how you played him as a nice guy, your little moments, like at the Salt and Shaker Museum or Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum, picking up your mom's chicken salt and pepper shaker. Loved it. It was fantastic. And you played with what Sex Bomb wanted in there so great. It was nice to see that interaction. I liked Sex Bomb. May have been my favorite of the NPCs. I thought you did a really, really good job both in and out of the ring. It was a pleasure to watch. And that arc, I think, was just stellar. I want to give a rose out to Nathan Paletta for an amazing game, but I really want to say, Adam, this road stuff is primo. I cannot imagine running a game without bringing elements of it in. It adds so much more of a dimension. It really does. So, those are my roses, and this has been WWW Gauntlet League Wrestling Road Shows. We took no budget, and we put out platinum, baby. So, I thank you all for joining. I think next month I know at least Garwin, I know you're playing, Mike C, and Ryan. We're going to be playing next time, folks. If you're out there, we're going to be going from a different angle. These are going to be top enders. We're going for a big promotion hit, big pay-per-view at the end. Everybody's going to start off a little boosted. Can perhaps, if you want, bring these characters along. We will be starting with, these two advancements. But other than that, you can bring the personas. I think it's going to be fun. So, folks, if you enjoyed this, well, watch more!